And we're live. Welcome, everybody, to Warrior Esports November 22nd League of Legends tournament. I'm Sean Valkyrie Dwyer. This is my third week in a row, which must mean we're short-handed. Because there's no way they'd have me back any other way. And with me is Zach. We like to call him Fallout. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. So we have some teams we've seen before. We have 5 teams in total, first of all. We have some teams that we've seen before. And we also have a brand new team, LCS Dignitas, which should be interesting. We'll see them first against, I think, Easy Bots, if memory serves.
And I'm hoping that they have all Dignitas icons, otherwise I'm going to be upset. Because, you name yourself Dignitas. I mean, you obviously are a fan of Dignitas, and, you gotta have something there.
I would think. I mean, we'll see. But I like Dignitas. Although this, to get off topic a little bit here, not really, we're still talking about League. This might be a hard start to the season for them. Of course, they lost Zion Spartan and Cutie Pie. Now, I like Cutie Pie as a person, not necessarily as a player. So we'll see what happens. But there'll definitely be an adjustment period. I'm not sure what they'll do at those positions.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really know who they've been looking at right now.
I'm not sure either.
I only know who. If I go look again, I don't remember, but TSM I know is looking. They have to fill their jungle slot. I know they're looking for someone from the EU.
I think this is nothing official yet because Reggie is very scared of getting fined. But they got fined the last time with Bjergsen or Lustboy, or maybe it was Amazing. With one of them, they announced it early. And,
that's right.
And Reggie got fined. So now I think he's kind of being as careful as he possibly can be. But apparently Santorin, who used to be on Team Coast,
that's
right, is in the house gaming with them. So unless this is an extended tryout, it's much ado about nothing, and it'll be Santorin as your jungler on TSM, which should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, with your Fnatic shirt on, you're a Fnatic lover.
Of course.
There's nothing wrong with that. You showed us off stream, but this is what nobody knows is that this is actually a Reckless jersey. It has Reckless on the back. I was really impressed. I must say.
Yeah, I got it from a promo.
That's good. Hey, man, it got you to buy merchandise.
Indeed, it did. Because when you normally buy the shirt, you're not allowed to put anything on the back. It's like, well, I can put it on the back. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're not going to put your name, Zach. I'm Fallout from Team Fnatic. Although I'm sure a lot of people have
I'm sure people would. It's just, I'm not that kind of person.
That's all right. Well, we have invites coming out now, and we're going to get into the game shortly. Of course, brackets are up. Awesome. Again, this will be Easy Bots versus LCS Dignitas. We have seen Easy Bots quite a bit. LCS Dignitas brand new, but I'm looking at their ranks here. We have we have some gold, platinum, and diamond, so they definitely know what they're doing. So that's promising. All right, so I think we're about ready to go. Getting to champ select. Waiting for the ball to drop. By the way, they don't all have Dignitas icons.
I know, but they all swap to at least something.
Well, you know what? I guess that's all right. But
don't worry, that was the first thing I noticed when I came in.
Well, you were the one who mentioned it, so of course there had to be something. All right, so here we go. Let me switch our scene here.
So have you personally played too many games with the new meta or the new rift?
I have watched it, but I have not played it. So thank God you are here today. Let's just say that right now. No, I'm seriously like I'm excited, and there's some new things going on. But this is going to be really interesting. I haven't seen a competitive fives team with the new map yet. I've seen some solo queue ranked, but competitive five has to be a little bit different, as it always is. So
yeah, especially with those new 4 jungle items that they have to build, it's definitely it's a struggle. I've used probably all 4 of them, and they're all pretty. Actually, they're all really solid, all combined. They're all helpful, basically.
okay, well that's good. I mean, there were a couple of build paths in jungle that used to be like just completely thrown out right away. So it's nice to see that something everything's viable, because their big buzzword, their buzz phrase is strategic diversity.
Yeah.
So
I guess you could see the whole strategic diversity, except I mean, it's just a lot of the tanks are going to be coming back for jungle. I don't see a lot of Kha'Zixes or Rengars or anything like that anymore. But
yeah,
they are still very viable.
I'm glad to hear that they're viable. I think with this new change in jungle's a little bit harder, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, you can, because
it's a little bit harder.
The machete is now 400 gold. So you only get 2 health bots first of all, and then after that you all the minions basically inside of the jungle also do way more damage.
Okay. Well, and I was about to say this very thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Warwick get picked here, because especially with this new jungle, as people are feeling it out, Warwick is still that old standby, like original jungler. He's safe. He's reliable. He gets things done. His ganks are not bad. He of course has to farm to 6, but so I'm not surprised to see that come out.
Yeah, neither am I. It's a very solid pick, just because, again, Warwick is a very safe jungler. I mean, I personally love playing Warwick. You don't know really what their team, because their team really is, and if they do pick someone that is planning on trying to assassinate you inside your jungler, in your jungle, Warwick is definitely one of those hardest people to actually assassinate, because he has that Q and he has that passive lifesteal.
Yeah, he's got to have some of the highest. I mean, he's always had perhaps the highest sustain in jungle, but like now that it's actually even more difficult, I mean, it's got to be night and day compared to the other champions. And on the other team here, we have on Dignitas, Rumble and Thresh coming out. Rumble, of course, a very solid top lane pick, and Thresh, good playmaking support, not really too surprising there.
And then also with or on easy bots with if they're choosing Jaina, and as well Kalista. Kalista is a very super disengage, and then that kind of rolls with Kana. So,
yes, for sure. That's going to be tough for the Thresh in the bot lane.
So those are definitely 2 really good answering picks to that Thresh. Though I'm surprised that they didn't pick Morgana, because that would have been slight engage / disengage with that with the black shield.
Yeah, I like that with Kalista too, because Kalista can make up that ground. If their binding is landed, she can get there real fast.
Exactly. So then I pick up with Draven and Udyr.
Ooh, interesting. Udyr, I guess another kind of farm heavy, safe-ish jungler, right? So
yeah, he pretty much is. He's pretty much he's another one of those safe junglers.
Yeah, and Draven, that's interesting. I guess that's a safe bot lane for him. You could do worse, but I mean, he's a high skill cap.
I just don't know how well he's gonna make use of that passive, based off of their amount of disengage.
Right. Where is he gonna get that first kill and try and snowball?
Yeah. And then also the pickup with Riven and then Xerath.
Okay.
Riven is a pretty solid top laner as well, and now against Rumble, I would assume. Actually, no, that's never mind. Rumble actually beats Riven. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Rumble in that matchup. I'm not a top lane connoisseur by any stretch, but
I know Rumble beats Riven. I know that.
Okay. Yes, that's interesting. Can Riven survive that laning phase? Because he's certainly powerful. Well, I mean, Really, where's that advantage at all? Where is Rumble? Well, Rumble's a better team fighter too, isn't he? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, as long as yeah, because right now, uh, Dignitos does not have like anything that really Riven can like stop from happening, like
right?
an ult or like something like that.
She could stop. Well, no, you're
Like
right. I'm trying to think. I'm
have,
trying to find something. There's nothing.
They don't have any channels that she can really stop with their knockup or
Right.
or anything like that. So it could be just a safe pick to play top of.
I was gonna say maybe Zangetsu could very well just be a very good Riven player and make us eat our words. He might know the mechanics perfectly.
Yes, and then a Victor. Alrighty
Victor.
then.
I used to love. He used to be my main mid pick before the rework, and now his rework isn't bad, but he scares me. I don't know how to. I can't utilize him the same way. He used to be a nuke, and now what is he? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like. Well, I mean, he's still a nuke with like his when you fire the Q, then you auto attack. I mean, that's really it's nice, but it's like it just doesn't make sense for a like an AP mid because that requires you to get up in range of close with an auto attack.
Exactly. Against it, I don't like it against Azereth because for me, this is how I always played Victor, and it worked for me. Is that it was always a race to level 6, and this is true for a lot of mid lane champions. But like you race to level 6, then you all in really hard against your mid lane opponent, and with your ult, your Q, and an ignite, you could almost always guarantee that early kill. But against Azereth, are you going to get close enough to be able to do that? I'm not sure.
Exactly. But we never know. Maybe he's a good Victor.
Exactly. That's the beauty of League of Legends. That we can talk about champ select and the strategies going into the game, but at the end of the day, you still have to execute. And the fact of the matter is, Xerath has a lot of skill shots. Victor, not as many. So
even though that laser is pretty difficult to hit,
it is. It is. I'll give you that. But
and then as
we'll
well,
see.
I think that's really. I mean, Dignitos definitely has a really like solid like team comp like for a team fight because you have that Rumble ult, you have that Udyr to catch someone out, and Victor can like basically lock down multiple people with his stun.
Right.
And
sure.
with the new like what the heck is his staff? I don't know what it's called, but whatever. Now
God, yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but you get all of the passives now that you originally could buy. You could choose between the 3. So it's definitely he definitely made a little bit solider on that.
Yeah, he's right. He's a little bit more adaptable now. I'll give him that certainly. Whereas before, basically, you had to level up your power up your death ray, your laser, and it was really the only mode. And I think Riot absolutely despises when they have one champion and like there's a cookie cutter build and there is no deviation whatsoever. So they were like, we must rework Victor. We can't have this. So here we go, new Victor.
But
By the way, I don't like his hair. Can I just mention that real quick?
You don't like his hair?
No, his hair bothers me. It's like he's got a George Costanza going on where he's bald and then he's got a lot of hair like going on in the back.
Well, he's supposed to be like half robot, like, you know.
Did they really need
a full robot? He's half robot.
Well, they took it to the next level with that. I can't handle the hair.
It's all right. I have Creator Victor, so I don't really have to worry.
Oh my God! I also have Creator Victor, and thank God because no hair problems. So handicapping this game going in, who do you like?
Well,
all else equal.
Based off of skill or based off of just champ select?
Based off of champ select, and then we'll get into skill.
Champ select, I definitely like Dignitos. I just love team comp. I love like team fighting, team comps, and I love.
That's where the meta is, I think. So yeah,
exactly.
That makes sense.
And then, but based off of skill, I know EasyBots is a really strong team. I've seen them many times, so that's a whole different story.
It is a whole different story. Team comp, I tend to agree with you. I really do like what's coming out from Dignitas, but like there are some flaws here. Like who stops the Warwick ult onto Draven? I suppose Thresh can. So I mean Udyr can as well. Mm-hmm. But Draven's going to have impeccable, absolutely impeccable positioning for this game.
Well, I mean he can just grab a Quicksilver Sash because they do have AP damage, so that would not be a bad pickup.
That's true. I mean, you have a lot coming out.
It's like the same thing when you have a Zed on the other team. You can buy that Quicksilver Sash as long as and they have some AP. Boom, you pop off that mark right away.
Oh, hold on. This Victor has a diamond border. That's right. He was a diamond player. So you know what? This game could be a little bit closer. I know we're seeing 2 challenger borders. Nobody on stream could see that at the moment, but there are challenger borders, of course, coming out for easy bots. Now let's talk skins. He has Creator Victor, by the way. I mean, that might tip the game in his favor. I'm just saying.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
I'm not just saying, but I'm just saying.
The more you spend, the better you will. I mean, like we have.
Listen, you gotta look good to play good. Look good to feel good to play good. Yeah, exactly. Damn straight. Oh, one of the more annoying skins, but actually still a really awesome one in my opinion, is Super Galaxy Rumble, who's coming out.
I love Super Galaxy because I love Garen Logan.
There you go. I mean, he always reminds me of Dr. Eggman from Sonic.
Yeah.
Like one of the boss fights, and so that always gets me going. It gets my engine going. Love it. We have one person hasn't quite connected yet from Easy Bots. Of course, we're in a 3-minute delay, so they could very well already have first blood going on for all we know. But we're still waiting.
Yep.
In the loading screen.
Talk about the Easy Bot skins. Well, unfortunately, Xerath does not have a skin, which I love. Scorcher Xerath, which is normally that's what I have. And then Redeemed Riven, the Hooded Riven.
She looks she looks more like a video game character in that splash art. I like that one. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like her.
Kalista with no skin.
Well, she only has the one skin. The champion's brand new, so we'll give Wild Wang pass. Just for today.
And then Feral Warwick. Feral Warwick is definitely a pretty nice skin. It's not bad.
Not bad. And then Janna. For all we know, it could be Fnatic Janna, and you just can't see it yet.
I know, right? I'm really hoping it's Fnatic.
If it's Fnatic Janna, this team has to be your team for this tournament. I think
exactly.
So we'll have to see. So what do you think? So talk to me about the jungle a little bit. Who are these? And Warwick and Udyr, are they pretty evenly matched in this new jungle? Would you say, or does someone have some sort of advantage?
Udyr definitely has a faster clear time.
Right.
Just based off of depending on how he builds. If he builds Tiger Stance, he probably still has a faster build too.
Right.
If he builds Phoenix, he definitely has a way faster clear time. Well, now we're on the Rift. I don't really know if Janna connected or not, so
I gotta mess around with the mouse button scroll speed. Hold on one second. There's always something to forget. Alright, so we didn't miss anything anyway, because we're waiting on the buffer, the spectator buffer to kick in, which is going to be extra long. Oh!
And there's the pause, yeah.
There's the pause, because I suppose Janna did not connect.
Yep.
Not surprised to see that come out.
Okay, so do you know much about Kalista?
I know that I will never be able to farm with her because of her passive. Because I cancel auto attacks all the time, and that's impossible because, of course, she uses that as a dash. She looks to me like an ADC, like a double lifts wet dream. Like the ability, like if you are really on your mechanics, you can do some wonderful things with her.
Yes. But one thing with Kalista, you do not actually have to jump every time you auto attack.
Right, of course.
But
of course, every LCS pro will just because.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually get over some walls with it too. I've seen that happen. Cutie Pie, I'm trying to think. Not every wall, you can't get over Baron Wall, but some of the thinnest walls you can definitely get over.
With what?
With Callista's passive. Yep.
Yeah, I see it like as like a like the Quinn E. I see it as something like that.
Okay.
Because I know like Quinn E, like with Quinn you can get over a bunch of stuff, just not a lot of stuff. And there goes the unpause.
Alright, beautiful. Let's get these champions all lined up.
And so Callista's gonna use her Black Spear on Jaina, looks like. Which, I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing. I've never really used it on my support. I prefer it on my jungler just sometimes because
I was thinking that exact thing.
Because especially with Warwick, because he's not gonna be able to gank to level 6. If you have that, like, I guess she wouldn't be level 6 either. But I mean, if somehow Callista like maybe got a couple kills early, she still it's like he won't need to use his ult every time when he comes down the bot lane.
Exactly, and I mean for later in the game, because of course you can't rebind with Callista. You can imagine giving Warwick that extra little bit of space, a little bit of extra space to gain on somebody with then his jump on his ult. I mean, you're giving Warwick, you're feeding him some great engage right there.
Exactly.
So it'd be nice to be able to rebind. I realize it'll never happen because that would be game. It'd be game breaking. Callista would have to be a primary ban no matter what. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll see something. Maybe you can rebind once in a game. Maybe not. Maybe she's perfect as is.
Maybe you get one bind every 20 minutes.
Oh baby. Oh baby.
Alright, standard setup. Whoa. Yeah, it looks like standard setup at this point.
Yeah, Riven's invading a little bit.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
She is going for it.
Yeah, she's going to... Well, or maybe she's just... I think she's just checking to see where they're starting, so that'll confirm. Of course, that Udyr is starting his blue.
But yeah, so I do like what Warwick is doing, or Lord of the Pit. He's definitely doing what a lot of people I've seen do. You didn't normally start, if you're going to start red buff, you start at those golems down there, because then you have that passive to stun every couple of hits.
Well, that's right, because if you smite, you get buffs by smiting things other than just blue and red now. Oh, and Riven trading with Rumble. Able to take first blood.
Dive.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. She tower dived Rumble. I don't even know what happened up at that fight right there. That was.
You know what? I think she took maybe only one tower shot, if that. She was just wailing on Rumble. Rumble was taking it like a champ. And of course, he'll have to spend his teleport to get back in the top lane, so he doesn't get too far behind. But this Riven's level 3 to his level 1. So that's going to be interesting. Yep. We talked about, the Rumble matchup being strong against Riven, but, if you fall behind, matchups don't really matter too much.
Exactly.
Riven is just merciless on this Rumble right now.
I say he's not letting him get any CS. Because, I mean, Riven does beat him, like, probably till level 3 or 4. And that's kind of that's what you're kind of seeing, just because she does way more damage than him early. It just once you get to like level 6, that's when like the whole spike is.
Right, so she's trying to take that advantage right now while she can.
Exactly. And then Callista at the bot lane doing her little poke and jump, jumping out of the tower range every time she auto attacks someone.
That's my god. As a player who plays bot lane, I cannot tell you how afraid I am to play a really good Callista player.
I know, right?
And I'm sure it's coming.
Here comes Udyr for the second time attempting this game your top lane.
But Riven has that bush warded, so she knows. And Warwick is now, his topside jungle, perhaps looking to do a counter gank. Or maybe he'll just be content to farm to level 6 if his lanes are doing well, and it does seem that they are.
Yep. Nothing really happening in mid lane right now. There hasn't been much poke. Oh, yeah, it hasn't been much poke. It seems like Xerath is just they're both using their abilities mainly for farming, but as again, Victor is also landing his laser and hitting Xerath at the same time. So he's doing his job.
Indeed, and I mean Victor is keeping close on farm. I mean, and by keeping close, I mean he's winning. And even the Rumble is staying close on farm, which, you know, is... well, as I say that, he's trading again with this Riven, and this doesn't look good. As he's overheating, Riven with more than 50% health is going to try and kill this Rumble, and I think she will. There she goes.
Yep. That'll be the second kill up on top to Riven. If you're going to feed that Riven, that is going to be a scary thing. I do not recommend feeding Riven.
Yes, I would have to agree. But mid lane staying close, but Callista's winning by 13 CS, and by the looks of it down here, that lead will continue to grow.
Oh, but Callista got hooked under tower.
Yeah, she did, and she's
taking tons of tower shots.
Oh dear!
That is first kill at the bot lane right there.
That was a bit of a really big misplay by Callista. I don't know if you saw that. The flash didn't seem to quite go exactly where she wanted. I think that was a misclick on the flash. It didn't go very far away from the tower. It almost seemed to go toward it. Oh, Riven level 6 dives the Rumble. This is why I don't play top lane. In a nutshell. You feel like you're on an island, and if you get behind, good night.
I don't know, every person I ever play with top lane is like super safe, like top lanes. I can play like Maokai. Like Maokai is super safe.
Yeah, I play Renekton, he's got sustain, it's great. So the disparity in gold is just a little over 1,000 in favor of easy bots, but
yeah, especially with those first 3 kills.
Right, but all that gold, that disparity is on Riven. Riven up to 2,700 gold to Rumble's 1,500. So that is going to be something.
Yeah, Rumble definitely has to is gonna have to sit at tower. He just really needs to freeze that lane under right next to tower. But right now, it's really difficult, honestly, to freeze lane as Rumble.
Right, yeah, exactly, because of your flamethrower, right? I mean,
exactly. It's like you can't really freeze with a flamethrower that hits a massive AoE.
You can't freeze with a flamethrower? That doesn't even make sense. Exactly. I have a quick question about Callista, and perhaps you can answer it. If you do happen to bind your jungle, do you see this little soul barrier or soul link thing? Does the enemy team see that? The little link between...
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not positive though. And then I know if their jungler is not close enough, she cannot ult them. So she can't just ult them from across the whole map.
Right. I was just curious if the soul link here was visible by the enemy team, if it would tip off the team if your jungler was ganking. Like if they got close enough and suddenly like, oh my god, Callista's soul link is popping up. I don't know. I was just curious. We'll do some fact checking.
Yeah, because honestly I don't know.
She's brand new, so bear with us, people. So.
And that wonderful little W. The funny thing is that W is so helpful when you because you don't have to buy wards basically as Callista until later, because you can just pop up those Ws and just let them wander around.
I mean, it really ends up helping your support as well.
Exactly.
With all this jungle change and map change, I think the support is going to have to find itself again a little bit, because Dragon, of course, doesn't give the global gold, and I think that hurts the support more than anybody else. But that's just me talking as a support player.
It does definitely.
When Riven is going to find this Udyr on his red buff pre-level 6, she's able to flash and ult him.
And now she's going to try and but Victor
Victor with the
lasers
steal.
that
Can he
the red
fight
buff
this,
away.
though? I mean, he does have his ult. He has red buff, so give him some nice auto attack damage. Oh, but she's gonna turn. Riven will turn. Victor will flash away, and of course they get the dragon attack boost at the same time. Oh, this is gonna be close. Oh dear.
He's gonna get out. Wow.
And meanwhile, we didn't see it, but Rumble teleported in to try and save the dragon, I believe, and also got killed.
Ah, okay. Well, that was a good attempt, and that was a storm by Riven fighting off 2 people, barely taking any damage from Udyr because he didn't try and fight back. He just tried to run away.
The luxury of 5 kills at 10 minutes. What that will afford you.
But that was a good roam, because like when you usually get this 5 gold, you have to roam. You can't just sit there and like just, hey, now I have 5 kills and I'm just gonna sit here and not do anything.
Well, you have to impact the game. Exactly.
Exactly.
I also don't know how I feel about Mr. Krabs in the river. Whatever the Scuttle Crab.
Yes,
I'm not sure how to feel about his ward giving and his speed, but time will tell.
It's slightly helpful. It's just kind of random. I mean, it's helpful like when you're trying to, like when you think your enemy team's gonna go grab dragon, you like grab it right before, and so that way you have vision if they do try and grab, and that might like evade them from trying to grab dragon.
Right. That's
But
true.
Otherwise, it's not like super helpful.
Oh, Udyr has the Warwick caught out. Warwick will ult, and they have the Riven coming down, and this is going to be problematic fast. That isn't dead Udyr. I mean, and to your point, this Riven, you know, you got to give her credit. She's not sitting on those kills doing nothing. She is
This
moving from
Rumble
lane.
is so caught out.
As is the Victor.
That is the wrong way to flash, my friend.
He's gonna ult, but that won't save him. There's no way he
Yeah.
gets away from this. I think at
trying
this
to get away
point
with
you
Diva,
just.
but-
I think at that point you turn around, you spam laugh, but that's just me.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, so we see the goal lead starting to swell a little bit. Goal lead maybe not mattering. We'll have to start to, you know, calculate just how much. I mean, gold lead still matters, obviously. But there's some more stats hidden in the game besides just gold now, with the dragon stacking
Exactly.
buff. Having said that, it's Easy Boss that blue team that has the first dragon buff, so not only do they have the gold lead, but they do have the first dragon stack.
Got aggro at bot lane, kicking out Gianna, but she used her Monsoon to get away. And then there comes Xerath ult to basically negate them away.
Not a terrible trade for Dignitas, though. Able to take the bot tower, get something, get some sort of objective,
definitely.
open the map up a bit.
Yeah, especially taking that bottom tower is very helpful, like with even the fact that they got out as well. So Victor
Looking
looks
at-
like he wants to roam top, but can't really.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with this this Riven. I think it's going to require 3 people at this point.
Yeah, the thing is, they don't have a lot of lockdown besides Thresh and I mean Victor's. I mean his force field it's good. It's just it's difficult to hit because it slows, but it doesn't do a super much like ton of damage. It's just it kind
Right.
of just hits.
They kind of wish they had the Warwick on their team right now.
Exactly.
Rumble keeping his overheat to that second level, realizing I suppose that he's going to need that to do any sort of trading.
Exactly.
He's 3 levels. She could easily tower dive him. I know that she's at half health here, but I feel like this is going to
Yeah, it
happen.
does not
Here it
matter.
comes.
Oh,
Well,
Rumble
don't
definitely
stay.
should have ulted there. That probably would have. That was a really late ult. Yeah,
It
he
was.
needed to ult the first time she went in.
I think he was expecting to die a lot faster, and just thought, well, I'm not just going to waste my ult, you know, in desperation. But this Udyr has his eyes on this Riven. Oh, but a great stun! Oh, spectator mode trolling me, taking me away from the fight at hand.
I know, right?
Riven VM coming out.
Well, at mid lane, they took Easy Bots is taking a tower. Ballista ulted just so we can get Jaina up way up in the close.
Well, the Zerathol coming out. Heal from Victor? Maybe not required because he had fancy feet, but heal comes out to save him nonetheless.
Yep.
So gold lead about 7,000, and there's one dragon buff. What the first level dragon buff is attack damage? Is that correct?
It's attack and ability power.
Attack and ability power. Okay.
It's 8% bonus to attack and ability power.
Gotcha. I love this laser coming out of the inhibitor turrets now. Oh man.
Yeah, it definitely makes them do a lot more damage.
They play for keeps.
And here comes the wonderful Kalista and her ability to roam and like kite extremely well.
Right. Now, and Riven wasn't a part of that push. So, I mean, if you're Dignitas, this is, you know, getting very scary. I mean, it's been scary already, but inhibitor down at the 16-minute mark, just about, and that was without Riven. I feel like if you're Dignitas, you group as 5 there, and you try and make something happen.
Yeah, the problem is they can't really group as 5, because if they leave Riven up by herself, she's just gonna she's gonna keep pushing. And then there's gonna be another free Baron or free Dragon for Easy Bots right here.
Get this their second stack. 15% damage to minions and monsters. Is that correct? Is that the second one?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright.
The scary part is that I've never actually seen anyone get to 5 stacks. I've seen 4 stacks.
5 stacks would have to be a pretty long game. And the gank on Riven coming here, they have now committed 3 players, Thresh, Rumble, and Victor, to this. So this is a big commitment of resources. They must get this kill.
But she did flash to get out of that.
She did flash, so they did get something. But she comes back! The greed from Riven, but Victor backed away. Will they still be able to get this?
Mistake, Victor. You may want to come back and help your team. And
he thought, of course, Thresh and Rumble together can take this Riven, but no, it will take 3 to take down Riven. Oh, that sucks. I feel bad for Rumble. I've been in situations just like this. It happens. It's the game we play in top lane.
But as I said before, they definitely have a strong team comp, but Easy Bots has the skill.
Yes. Right, you have to be able to execute it. Oh my, Kalista menacing, chasing that Thresh.
Now Rumble is 4 levels behind Riven. That means she has a level 2 ult on him, and that's just not good at all.
It's not good, and Easy Boss with 4 players is pushing in mid. Oh dear. And I mean, I guess they'll decide to try and push the Nexus turrets here. I mean, doing the game, like the actual game plan here, you know, to just do it solid would be to go bottom or top. But it looks like they don't have to. They'll just decide to fight, and here comes Riven, and here comes Pain.
That was a great ult to knock out the rest of Rumble. But slightly great disengage from the Victor, but still does not know enough damage to really help anything.
Oh, Thresh almost able to pull Riven.
Almost got picked up, but Q did not do enough damage because it's not that far in the late game. Warwick is dropped by the towers, and then they're just beating up on Riven right now, trying to, at least.
They're trying to. I mean, they traded. What did they end up trading 3 for 2 there, which is not really bad for them. Of course, they lost a Nexus turret in the process.
3 for 2, lost Nexus turret,
and Riven isn't done.
And they're about to lose blue buff as well. So,
what you're saying is that they're getting mollywopped right now.
Yeah, just a bit.
Just a little bit.
I think the fact that they are a new team, they were not expecting a super high competitive, but
Right. I mean, and perhaps they're relatively newer to the more competitive scene, so it happens. It does happen. And we've even seen really, really good teams have a bad game where they come out and they just they run into a team that just executed really well in that particular game and they weren't able to, and then everything snowballs out of control. So this doesn't really say anything in particular about Dignitas individually. Because they definitely know what they're doing.
Yeah, because they made definitely several good plays, definitely at bot lane.
And their team comp was good, so they know conceptually what's going on. And that's, I think, really...
Yeah, it could be just the nerves getting to them right now.
The nerves, this high-stakes LCS, I mean, Warrior Esports, WES, tournament. Thresh hooking in Warwick.
So old to knock out 2 people and basically pinning him against the wall so they could not move.
Thresh able to save himself for a little time here. Throws the lantern down. Victor and Udyr don't want any part of this fight. Warwick ults the Rumble. Will Rumble die to the burn, perhaps? No! He'll live, but for how long?
Because now they're just going to shove down
exactly.
the inhib and then push straight down to the next hit.
With this kind of lead, you can just push in middle.
Dignitas is up.
Draven doing some okay damage, but that shield is wicked coming out from Riven. That eats so much damage up.
They're putting... Both of the carries are attacking Riven and cannot do, like... Have just only done half her health. That's not good. And then the Trina ult to heal her a little bit, and then that's going to be the last auto attack on the next.
Insult to injury. Oh, man. Well, good game played by both teams. Of course, Dignitas new to the tournament and ran into a really good team in EasyBots, and hopefully they'll come back next week and get different teams playing them, and perhaps they'll learn from this. So yeah, I'm not sure what game is coming up next. We'll have to take a look at the brackets.
I got an invite from Twisted Juker though.
Oh, that's Illogical Gaming. Are we getting right into the next game?
I mean, I don't need a break. I'm good.
I could keep doing it. All right, hold on a second. I'm also fine to not do a break. You want to just go? Are we just doing this? Let's do it. Illogical Gaming, it is. Oh, their lobby is full.
Yeah, I know. I was like...
Oh, we'll get that invite out there. I'll ask for it. Oh, we're getting it again. They heard my pleas. All right. So we have Illogical Gaming versus EasyBots. Awesome. Are you ready, Zach? Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
Perfect. You had me at hello. I like the way Lord of the Pit is asking that everyone's ready. It reminds me of Gladiators. Gladiators, ready? I'm dating myself. I'm only 25, but I'm an old soul. That's American Gladiators for you. All right, so we're into Champ Select already. No breaks here for us. Switch the team names though. So Illogical Gaming is your blue team, or iLogical. There's some debate about how that's actually supposed to be pronounced. And EasyBots is your purple team. So Soraka getting banned out and banning Warwick.
Soraka definitely, she got some decent buffs in the last patch, so that doesn't surprise
I've seen
me.
more of her. That sustain is very powerful.
Yes, I've been personally in a game when they picked Soraka and they had a Twitch. There was Soraka Twitch bot lane, and I was playing mid lane on my, and she was our bot lane. And Twitch basically would just constantly, the moment they got into the other bottom lane, got into a lane, automatically would go straight for attacking them, engaging on them, and just straight attacking them. And then you'd have Soraka just sitting there healing because that heal timer is like 8 seconds. So, and it heals for a substantial amount of damage when you're early, and so you would ban the heal, exhaust, and then her heal as well. That's already basically half of Twitch's health early game.
That's disgusting.
Exactly.
So I am perfectly fine with banning that.
Yeah.
Having said
And then as well, the Jaina. Jaina is a pretty strong disengage as well as healing with the healing factor in the late game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rumble, normal, standard team fight ban.
And we saw
They
Warwick.
Go
ahead.
No.
They banned Warwick off the purple team here. Easy Bots banned Warwick, Fiddle, and Fiora. Fiora seems like an interesting ban. I can only think that either means that there's a matchup that they have to stay away from in the top lane or jungle.
Because they did it last time as well.
Okay.
So maybe
their top lane player just says, "I will not play against a Fiora. Just don't make me play against a Fiora," and that's okay. We all have the champions we hate.
Exactly. Standard pickup with Lee Sin, and then Thresh and Corki. Standard, pretty solid bot lane.
I like that bot lane a lot. Lucian coming out, as well as Pantheon for easy bots. I'm not sure if that's a Pantheon. That could be a Pantheon in many different places. Of course, we don't show the summoner spells, so that could be a Pantheon top, jungle, perhaps even a mid. Maybe not now with a Xerath, but...
Hey, you never know.
You never know. Top lane Xerath? Oh my
Xerath
god.
support.
Xerath support. It's amazing. I love it. That passive.
Exactly, because you can just sit there and like poke, because then you just do an auto attack. Boom, here's all your mana back.
And it's reliable poke. You have mana regen. The only thing that you can't play against is somebody like a Soraka. So
Yeah, exactly.
Nami coming out. Like Nami, we talked about this the last time we played. Has some good engage and disengage. Better disengage than engage, but she can do both pretty well. Has some sustain for Lucian.
Exactly.
And of course her auto attack buff onto Lucian is pretty strong as well, with his double attack.
Exactly.
So some good synergy there. Let's see what's coming out.
But I don't really see a team comp again from Easy Bots, just like last time. There wasn't really a team comp.
Just comfort picks, just saying stuff that we know how to play, and we're just gonna out execute you.
Exactly.
I think you're right about that. There is no real rhyme or reason. Just powerful champions in the current meta, and saying, "Boom, we're gonna go with it." Ooh, Aurelia top lane. That's always a scary one for me.
Yeah, definitely. Cause
an Aurelia that knows what they're doing can control the game. So watch what she does out of the top lane.
The standard Syndra lane bully. Well.
Lane bully, a very powerful ultimate. If she gets going, the ability to basically, zero one person out, unquestionably. She's the more useful Veigar.
Yasuo.
Yasuo, interesting. I didn't even know he existed anymore.
I think because nobody plays with him because he gets banned constantly.
Right. He either gets banned or he got a nerf. In one of the last two patches, I believe, and you don't see him anymore. He's kind of been relegated to top lane duty a lot of times. So we'll see where he actually ends up playing. And if it is Yasuo, it is Yasuo. But hey, I want to see if he's still... I think he's still viable. I mean, I thought the real power of Yasuo was in the ability to build some awesome team comps around him. And of course, you have a Nami coming out with him.
That Nami definitely will be very helpful with the Yasuo.
Yeah.
So that's going to be his main engage source off of anything, unless he doesn't get his if he doesn't get his
tornado.
Is that tornado?
That's probably not what it's called, but that's how you and I both know it, and so.
And then they have they definitely have the Xerath for the long range poke. And as well as they have Pantheon, who also can engage off of right after basically the Yasuo ult. So they would have the Nami wave or bubble, Yasuo straight ult, Xerath is still poking. Pantheon comes in, stuns someone. Lucian does his thing, which kind of fits into any team comp.
Right, and you know what? As somebody who, so I'm starting to like playing a lot of Xerath, and what I'm finding is that if you do have some lockdown, which they do with the Nami, with the Pantheon, and like a Yasuo ult, Xerath becomes really useful. Like his ult, it does a lot of damage if you can hit all three of those shots. Yeah. And if you have lockdown, you're going to hit all three of those shots, and that does some serious damage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then as well over on. Logical Gaming, strong late game, mid game, Irelia, Lee Sin, Corki, obviously a good mid game Spike as well as late game. Thresh, standard threshold engages and stuff like that. That's gonna be probably their main engage sources. Be Thresh or the Lee Sin. And then, or a Syndra Ball.
I was going to say, a Syndra stun is actually, a sneaky good way to engage as well. That stun's pretty good.
And they have, but it's a lot of close range fight, so they are definitely have to be hard engaging onto this easy bot team. That's going to be those kind of scary with that Nami wave.
Right, I think the Nami wave works really well on everybody but Syndra. I mean, it works well on anybody, on any champion, but like particularly well on like an Aurelia, a Lee Sin, a Corki Valkyrieing in perhaps, and of course Thresh, death sentencing in. So Nami is really good pickup, I think.
Definitely be a very helpful disengage.
I think I like, even though we kind of talked about, well, do they really have a team comp per se coming from Easy Bots? I think I like their team a little bit more. I don't know. I like the concept of Pantheon ulting. Xerath doesn't even have to roam very far. He can roam just a little bit down into the river in either bot side or top side, and he can be a part of that gank with his ult. And then you, of course, have some lockdown on both lanes. So I like it. I like what they could do early game, like very early mid game too. So we'll see if that's enough. At least that's my story. What do you think? Which team? If you're just looking at champs, because you're the student of the game here. What team do you want to be on? If you had your choice to be on either team, just given the champions.
Well, Xerath definitely is one of my favorite mids, so I definitely would pick Easy Boss just because I love Xerath with the Nami and the Yasuo. The only thing I'm worried about Easy Boss is that this is gonna force Lord of the Pit to pick tanky, to build tanky, because they have no tank.
Right, that's a fair point.
But again, they do have a lot of bursts, so they may not need to, because Xerath does have a very high burst cap, but you never know. Depending if they can land those abilities.
Yeah, and I don't mind. I almost said Lord of the Pit. Of course, Lord of the Pit playing Pantheon. I don't mind Pantheon building a bit tankier, especially as you pointed out. This team, there's not going to be any shortage of damage coming from a Yasuo, Xerath, Lucian, because I think Pantheon, to really utilize him, especially out of something like the jungle, which is where he will be playing. I think his utility is solid. Maybe not. He's not Lee Sin, but his utility is really good with that ultimate and his ability to lock people down. That I think that's really what you want out of him. So if he's not dealing the damage, that'll be okay. At least that's how.
Yeah, he's going to be needed there for the CC. They have enough damage in all three of the lanes to pick up the damage that he may not have.
Exactly. That was a short load screen.
Everyone's computers are working this morning.
That's what I like to see. We're waiting for that buffer. Buffer that we're so happy to have, by the way, because, of course, there was a time where it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I remember when Spectator Mode first came out and they didn't have that buffer for, probably a week. You could basically spectate a game and tell people what was happening.
Exactly. So what? Why do they force now? Why are people forced to wait to get off the fountain?
I think it's just to make sure you don't forget to buy, I guess. Because if you can't leave within those first 20 seconds, like you're forced to like kind of look at what you have and then like, oh, I didn't buy anything. I guess I better buy something.
Okay, so we're helping people out. That's what's happening here.
Slightly. I mean it's still a matter of if you're paying attention or not.
So we're trying to make the game just a smidge more approachable. That's what Riot's trying to do. And you know what? That's okay. We need people playing the game and watching the game.
Exactly.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Illogical Gaming. They got off that fountain pretty fast, moving toward their red buff.
Yeah, I do like the fact that they added that home guard thing for the first time you get off the pad.
I like that too. You can make some plays with it.
Exactly.
If it favors the team that's real decisive.
Minions have spawned.
Well, it looks like this Lee Sin might be considering starting his golems, like you had mentioned. Getting that early buff makes it a lot easier to do his red buff.
And just in general, yeah, it looks like Pantheon's gonna be doing the same thing as well.
And nothing cheesy going on here. Looks like everyone's doing some standard starts. Everyone taking some defensive positions and warding to make sure that nothing's happening, but...
Yep, nobody wants to deal with a 1v1 fight right now.
No. Lee Sin got a little bit of help. Pantheon did not, and that was a lot of damage coming out from the jungle. I'm not used to seeing that.
Yeah.
that is not your red buff.
Jungle, like, not fun to play. But
oh, good, because we definitely needed to get rid of more jungle players. there aren't enough jungle players as is. They should have made jungle easy.
Yeah, but they definitely made it more strategic because now it actually like forces you to do different routes instead of like, oh, here's the standard route: blue buff, wolves, red buff, race, and then gank. Cause like that was kind of the standard like thing that everyone did, and now it kind of like forces you to do other things. Cause like you can either just straight start red buff. If you start red buff and you smite the red buff, you get you get health back. So that's also very helpful, even if you just start red buff. However, if you start blue buff, you're going to be getting blue buff, and it's not really a point to smite blue buff anymore.
Really? Okay.
Because you only get mana back, and that's only good for certain mana, like the mana champions. Because if you smite when you have an energy champion...
Right, there's only a select few champions that are going to benefit from that.
Exactly. Like, I play Sejuani in the jungle. That will probably be really helpful for me to smite blue buff, because Sejuani already doesn't do super tons amount of damage early until she gets like maybe level 4 or 5. So, but otherwise it's very selective when it comes to smiting that blue buff. You really have to choose what to smite. You can't just smite everything now.
The top laners are trading, and the Yasuo went a little too deep, took a tower shot, I believe.
Yeah.
Aurelia was able to chase him down and stun him. So first blood going over to
funness of Irelia, where she can just Q over and over and over again as long as she kills the minion.
Such a fun champion. It was interesting. I can't wait to see more shifts in meta, slight shifts in meta. Because we saw the Yasuo, for example. He came down and actually killed the Scuttle Crab. Got himself a free ward, essentially. Get some control on his river. And let's see. Have to see if we'll see. You know, we'll have to see if we see more of that. Oh, interesting. Pantheon going for Dragon. First stack. I guess Pantheon with his passive though.
Yeah, Pantheon is actually that's a really smart move by Pantheon because he can do that as long as he can keep getting his passive. I don't know why he keeps backing up though.
I mean, I don't think you can juggle the aggro as much anymore in Dragon.
You can you can't like juggle it between multiple people because now it hits like a cone now instead of just and it doesn't just attack And basically, yeah, it just basically attacks a cone, but this is a smart move by Pantheon because he can sit there and juggle that damage with his passive. And that's one of the main things I've seen from a lot of Pantheons. They do that.
And Logical Gaming does not know that that's happening.
That's not necessarily true. If they do hit tab, you can see it will now show a marker.
Okay, right. So they know that it has happened, but I think during when Pantheon was actually about his business.
Oh yeah. They have no idea about that.
Okay, so we have a gank coming from Lee Sin. Thresh able to land the hook, so they will get a kill over to Corki, which is pretty important.
Yeah, that's the good support jungler I like to see.
Yes. You
want
to win games, you give kills to the ADC.
Unless you're like a carry jungler, but that's not very. I mean, carry.
It's not Lee Sin.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Lee Sin is more of a playmaker, so there won't be too much I see.
Thresh trying.
And then I see lots of aggro with top lane. I really did hit level 6 way before Yasuo.
But that has a big minion wave that she would have to tank out as well, so she's a little bit wary of doing that, so she'll back up a bit. But, I mean, if Yasuo doesn't hit level 6 shortly, I feel like Aurelia might consider going aggressive again.
Yep, there's a level 6 right there.
Okay. We have some activity in the mid lane as well.
Force to burn. Force to burn flash.
We have action everywhere. Top lane now. No deaths though. I mean, other than the first two. But
so I'm basically gonna go over a little bit about these new jungle items because, as you can see, Pantheon picked up the Skirmisher Saber. That is extremely good on Pantheon because if you actually look at what it says basically you deal true damage for every hit you do. From what I know, that hit includes his E.
Ooh, okay.
So his E basically will continually stack and do true damage every time it hits.
So an especially good item on Pantheon. So what you're saying is we might see more Pantheons now.
Exactly.
And his ability to do Dragon that early, too.
Exactly.
Oh, we have aggressive plays from Aurelia and Lee Sin ganking the Yasuo top. They'll trade 1 for 1. Aurelia went a little bit too deep. Oh, Pantheon, though.
He's going for it. He's going. But he's not fast enough.
Oh. Lee tried to bait out just a little bit extra damage to see if he could get the kill there. And Syndra is rotating over. She might be a little bit late, though. Pantheon sees that.
She's gonna need to stun right now. That was a little late.
It was a little late. I think Pantheon saw her coming, knew that his only chance was just to live on that recall and see if he could get out.
Exactly, because he did not have enough damage to get out. He's not gonna be able to do enough damage by the time before he dies. Because he had level 6, so he could just ult him. Probably wouldn't even out dropping a single ball down. And then Lee Sin has picked up the Stalker Blade, which is every time you can allows you to smite the enemy champion, and basically it does a small amount of damage and then also slows them.
Okay. So is that more of a gank assistance kind of item early?
Yeah, like for champions that don't really have, like, if you miss like your Lee Sin Q and you're in range for smite, you smite them. So that way you get that some sort of like involvement of a gank. And that way you're not just completely, oh, I missed my Q, okay, well, gank's over.
Right, and of course the slow will make that Q a little bit easier to land.
Exactly, you could even do that as well.
Saw a trade happen bottom. Corki got taken pretty low. Looking at the CS here... Oh, we have a fight top lane.
Yeah, but that would have been so that was a great job by Aurelia. She stunned Yasuo right as he landed his tornado, so she
really?
Not
so no ult. Okay. Aurelia making plays.
Thresh lands a hook on Lucian. Lucian has to W through that wall, but again, Nami disengaged. But they're still chasing on this Lucian.
Still chasing. Oh, Pantheon ult coming behind them though. They're going to be caught out. Syndra also rotating from the mid lane. I don't know which team wants this fight. Good double bubble from Nami coming out. And they're taking out minions here as well.
Forcing Pantheon to flash. And again, good Lee Sin rotation to mid lane to keep that lane pushing, so that way Xerath can't just shove lane.
And you know, that's the power of Nami coming out right there. The great disengage coming from the tidal wave. So we'll have to see. Now the CS difference is it's not too bad. It's 15 on Lucian. I think that's the biggest lead. We have 8 extra on Aurelia. Of course, she has the 2 kills, so Yasuo's 1. Game's still, I mean, relatively close. I mean, this is where it gets interesting because Lee Sin making a play. Oh dear!
Back into the river, but Pantheon is here to come and deal with this because
that was an awesome ward jump. I dream of ward jumps just like that.
Syndra wants a part of this blue buff, or they just want the timer. We'll see.
I think the way she's sticking around, I think she wants a part of this blue buff. She wants a chance at it.
Oh, that was a good red buff to bring it into the.
She did not.
Almost took that blue buff, but Xerath still gets it.
Meanwhile, EasyBots takes bot lane, tier 1. Gold lead is very close. Yasuo hits his tornado and ults in.
I think that was because they had the Xerath right behind him, but I think he went a little too early.
A little too early, maybe some miscommunication, and it looks like...
Yeah, teleport's coming down from Aurelia, though. They're going to have to back off this dragon.
Yes, this Aurelia will be hard to deal with at this point. Although, with you hitting double bubbles like that... but the Syndra stun stops the culling from Lucian. Pantheon will go down. Xerath poking from the back. Good disengage from Nami with her tidal wave. Still a 1-for-0 trade. But
we'll see how long that lasts. As long depending on if Xerath can land the ults. But Xerath could not land those ults.
That's a really hard ult to land. Consistently.
Yeah, the circle is pretty small, honestly. It's kind of like if they don't, you gotta have to like judge how you think they're gonna move, and it seemed like every single shot that he threw, he was just throwing him straight where he was.
Exactly, and I think it's a much as we talked about, it's an easier ult. I mean, it's an ult that's very easy to hit if they're locked down, as many ults are. And we have Aurelia flashing in, stunning the Xerath with the Syndra ult coming. Well, that would be the end of Xerath.
As well as the Pantheon ulting up on the Aurelia, they do not have the damage to fight that at all. And then here comes Thresh as well. So that was just a 3-for-0.
Great engage from Aurelia there, sensing that was the right time to go. Pantheon brought his ult, but I mean they're too far behind right now, I think. Here comes Lucian. Might pick up this Thresh. He will pick up this Thresh.
He does pick the Thresh. So that's a good little pickup just so they could get that as well.
Yeah, Thresh overstaying his welcome a little bit. We've all done that before.
We have pings coming out to Dragon again as well.
One thing that is interesting here, and then this is where it's going to really take some time to learn, is that even though Logical Gaming does have the gold lead, we have 1 stack of Dragon on EasyBots. So, like, what does that translate into in terms of gold? I imagine it's variable depending on the team. So,
the fact that they have that bonus damage thing is actually pretty helpful, but smited by the Pantheon, because that was
great timing coming out from Lee Sin, not able to finish the job though. Great attempt. But now they're up to their 2nd stack of Dragon. You know, I guess teams really have to be careful with that Dragon control now. It can spiral out of control, even if you are winning the team fights. You have more gold. Suddenly, if you're not protecting Dragon, game can get out of hand pretty fast.
Yes, because if you do get that, so like the first tier is bonus damage, second one is 15% damage to minions, and then the third one I believe is health regen. Fourth one, I'm not too sure what it is.
I think it's movement speed, then it's damage to towers and buildings. I'm reading it right now.
The 5th one is double, like it doubles everything.
Right, which is pretty amazing.
So that means you'd have 30% more damage to minions. You would have you have 16% damage from ability power or bonus ability power and AD. That's not good. You don't want that on a team. So I mean, I haven't seen it too much.
No, I think teams will not allow that to happen. I hope we do see Baron as well in this game, and I think that we probably will, because the changes to Baron buff are pretty interesting as well. I like to see the purple balls coming out, like the supercharged balls coming out of the minions is pretty impressive to see. So, for those not familiar, Baron buff now basically buffs your minions that you are around. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Right. So it's for pushing, more or less.
Yeah, so it's actually like, it's not just like a gold, oh, let's get health regen, something like that. There's no more health regen, it's just, there's like not much gold, level gold as well. It's basically a thing to use to push in, like it opens basically a door to win the game. That's what they explained it. I watched a video about it, and that's what they basically said, that why they made it like that.
Okay. Which makes sense.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then also, it gives you a faster time to back as well.
Yasuo baiting the Aurelia top here. They might actually get this Aurelia. The Pantheon is waiting in the brush. Aurelia down to very low health, but
it's just queuing all over the place.
She is dancing. And she's got backup. Pantheon ults, but not in the right place. I don't think this Aurelia gets away, but they do have to be careful because they have the blue team is rotating around here. Syndra and Thresh waiting. Pantheon able to pick up the kill. Corki and Lee Sin going for some fight as well.
Catches out the Nami though.
And that was part of that risk of over-rotating. Suddenly your Nami's caught out by herself.
Yeah, she definitely didn't need to rotate that way. She should have stayed at tower, but that's just a misplay. It happens.
It does happen. Logical Gaming, they want to push this mid tower. Oh,
diving all the way into the
I don't think Thresh expected to go that far. They will get the... Yasuo will get the top turret, in fact. Xerath will go down, trade 1-for-1, and they won't actually get this turret, so not a terrible trade from EasyBots.
Exactly. It was a 1-for-1 and a tower.
Exactly. That's not bad. And they need to get this Yasuo some alone time away from Aurelia. Gold lead only 800, 700 in fact, and this game is close. So I mean, even with the gold lead, with the double stack and dragon, I think you could say the EasyBot's in a slight lead here. Someone has to come up with a formula that figures out how much each stack of dragon is progressively worth.
I know, right? Lee Sin drives straight down to Lucian. Lucian flashes, but then Lee Sin flashes as well.
Flash.
The kick.
Nami also flashing away. They have a pretty strong ability to push this mid tower if they want it. They're all, relatively healthy. But maybe not. I mean, they've got some good wave clear coming out from EasyBots too. Xerath is fantastic at that.
Yeah.
And Yasuo's not bad either, especially with Stack Shiv.
Yep.
So they can prolong this, but for how long? Pantheon rain his
Pantheon.
ult. They're saying we want this to save this tower. Xerath able to take down Lee Sin. Xerath ult comes out. There goes
down
Syndra
Lee
as
Sin
well.
and Syndra, and now
Corki will get away.
Yeah.
Ooh, Aurelia and Thresh still running. And EasyBot's able to turn that around very well. Probably get a tower out of this. Yeah, Aurelia thinks better of defending that turret, knowing that there's nothing good will come of that. She'll sit on the tier 2 and hope that somebody is coming to help her, and there is indeed.
We got a dragon coming up in 30 seconds, so they may be... Yep, there's the pings to dragon.
Yeah, Logical Gaming, they know now this is crunch time. If you give up another dragon buff, it's getting dicey pretty fast. Yep. And the gold lead has now swung.
Remember, I talked about the picking up that Scuttle Crab if you think they're gonna get Dragon. Here it is right here. They can see them trying to get Dragon.
And you can't remove that ward, obviously.
Exactly. And then on the way, Electrical Gaming ran straight through 2 wards trying to get to that Dragon. So
exactly. EasyBots knows what's going on. But it doesn't look like they're going to contest it. Which probably makes sense. Yeah. They're not going to gain too much out of that. They were relatively low. My word of the day is relatively.
Uh-huh. That was very helpful, though, the fact that they got... Now they also have that bonus AP and AD, so... That will be... That was a good pickup by Electrical Gaming.
Oh, for sure. Evening the game out, and I mean, and you, if anything, you really need to prevent EasyBots from getting that 3rd buff, too.
Yasuo finds Lee Sin and Olsen.
Oh god, doing some insane damage, but takes the Thresh Express! Xerath ult able to finish the deal. Good Xerath ult. Corki got caught out and Valkyrie'd over the wall. He didn't want any part of that fight.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
But that was a great Thresh Lantern, and then with the hook onto Yasuo. That could have been a great play if more people were there.
Corki taking a peek at his red buff, seeing if he can do anything. Doesn't look like he will be able to. And they might get out. It looks like Logical Gaming might get out rotated here because EasyBots with, well, take that back. Only Lucian and Nami down here, and they're rotating now, so they won't lose. They won't lose a turret out of it. So 22 minutes in. About a 1,500 gold lead, a 1 dragon buff lead. Oh, but Syndra getting caught out here. She has to flash away. The culling coming out from Lucian will be enough. The spear from Pantheon takes it down. And here comes the tidal wave. Lucian able to ward jump out, but fancy feet not enough. Pantheon will just finish that kill.
It looks like they're going to take the blue buff as well.
They'll take the blue buff, and it looks like they could probably get this top tower if they want it.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to take it out. They can't tower dive them because with that new shield, it's actually pretty hefty about what it does.
What is the new shield on turrets we're talking about, right?
It basically regens. It's basically a shield, and they can continually hit them, but the shield continually also regens. So.
Okay. And does that the shield only generate when champions are nearby? Or?
No, it's only when the shield is up for the tower itself.
Okay, I got you.
So like right now you can see the inner turret, like that inner turret doesn't have a shield yet. It will eventually just after a couple seconds it'll grow it'll basically make a shield. And then whoever walks into it basically will have a shield.
Okay. That's what that little thing is around champions. Good to know. This is a learning experience. This is Warrior Esports, November 22nd. This is a lesson with Fallout. I like this. I appreciate this.
Of course. I enjoy. I enjoy playing on the TV just to learn new things. So helps.
And then you get to try out some new skins for everybody else.
Exactly. Like the Blood Moon Callista. It's a very good first what's it called? Skin. I would
like
say.
A launch skin? Pretty good?
Yes, launch skin. It's a very good launch skin.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, but hope maybe we've got more games today. We might yet see it.
We got some pings out to Baron.
We do. The ward control, not very good for EasyBots right now. They have the Scuttle Crab, but I think if they went to try and take Baron, Illogical Gaming would know about it. So ping's coming out to defend the Tier 2 middle turret. But it looks like we got Xerath, Pantheon, Lucian might be late to this if Illogical Gaming does commit. Well, perhaps not committing. Nobody's sure what they're doing. The casters don't know. The teams don't know. We don't know.
Yep. Well, I mean, It looks like Lucian just had to back and pick up some more items, and now it looks like EasyBots will be shoving down mid lane, possibly rotating because there isn't much for them if they go mid lane. But I mean, they probably could. They definitely want to start a fight because Dragon is going to be up in a minute, so they're either going to try to start a fight right now or they're going to just fight it straight up Bear or Dragon.
It's going to be this tower's low, so they can't rely on it for too long. They do have the shield, as you had pointed out for us.
Some great heavy damage on Lucian, but as well, Xerath answers with his poke as well.
Lee Sin trying to get a flank on, but Pantheon also waiting for that. Oh, and here comes the fight. Aurelia able to stun the Yasuo. Yasuo able to get away. Decides to ult back in. He'll die for it, but so does the Lee Sin. Xerath ult comes out. Pantheon ult comes out. Everyone's ulting. There goes Syndra and Aurelia.
For one, with the Yasuo engaging on 3 different people, I believe, with his ult.
A very good trade from Yasuo coming there. I wasn't sure about it at first, but they will end up, as you said, trading 3 for 1, grabbing the middle tier 2, and maybe Dragon if they want it, but it seems like they want the inhibitor turret. Not the Nexus turret yet. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Pantheon will hop onto the Corki. That.
Yeah, I think just EasyBots right now is just doing way too much damage. They just can't handle that right now. I mean, they need Irelia to get going. It's just she just is not able to find these fights where she's able to shine.
And you really hit it. Oh, hold on a second. We have another fight coming out. Lucian able to pick up Lee Sin. Xerath going to get away, as will Lucian? Oh, I thought Lucian was going to come down there. That would have been a mistake. Syndra flashes, able to take Xerath. Now, you touched upon it, though, earlier with Nami. Like, the team from Illogical Gaming, if you get behind, I mean, they've got to go through a lot of damage to get to that team. And they've got to fight through disengage. They have to fight through... all of that damage. So, and that's tough.
Exactly, and they're gonna have to. They really have to do. I see the signature bush hideaway is gonna be a secret to this win of the game today. That's what I feel. Right
okay,
now.
all right.
Hey man, it works, man. That's why people do it.
It does work. I'm not denying it. Of course, they were able to take the inhibitor as well. So now a 7,000 gold lead. They have 3 stacks coming from EasyBots on the purple team.
Yep.
From Dragon buff.
Yep, and that third one was in fact, bonus movement speed was the third one.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, because that definitely allows you to roam a lot faster now. Because now Yasuo has 425 movement speed. Originally, I believe he only had like 400. That's a good 25 movement speed. That's actually a really good help. As well, that helps with Lucian's kiting as well.
And this is a team that needs to get right up on them, so it's going to be even more difficult to have to do that. So Aurelia is going to be running for her life. So the super minions coming down from mid lane.
Yeah, it looks like they're just having to juggle that right now. Just
EasyBots to try and siege this bottom nexus. Getting ahead of myself again. The bottom inhibitor turret.
There you go.
Pantheon keeping the push going in middle. They'll have to deal with that eventually.
Yep, Pantheon is definitely the one dealing with that because he does have his ult and he can just ult straight over to the fight if something does break out.
Lee Sin landing a Q, and Pantheon will taunt him and say, "Come at me," but there is no way that's happening.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nami gets pulled into the tower, and she'll go down. Very good fight from Illogical Gaming.
I do think that was a mistake, though, on that Xerath ult. That I don't know why he popped that Xerath ult. There was no one he could pick off, really.
He probably could have gotten the Thresh if he landed all 3, perhaps, but it was a little ambitious. That's a tough ask.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
They're doing a very good job just when you're keeping the siege off. And yeah, it looks like they're just gonna disengage and move off up and rotate somewhere new.
Goal lead at about 7,000 now for EasyBots at the 30-minute mark. 30 and some change. Of course, they have two dragon stacks over Logical Gaming. Not an insurmountable lead. They can still win team fights, I think, but definitely going to require some awesome decision-making like they were able to demonstrate on that last fight where they were able to catch Nami.
Yeah, I can definitely see the difference between these two teams because with decisiveness, because right now, EasyBots is making way more decisive plays than Logical Gaming right now. So, they are trying their best.
You know, Baron is as the game finisher now. It always was, but now it's official. It's the game finisher, and I mean, I don't think Logical Gaming can really make use of it right now, but they're just afraid that EasyBots is looking to use it, looking to grab it. So they'll gain some control. They both have wards in the Baron pit, so you know nobody will be able to sneak it. I'm just thinking, where does Logical Gaming? They just have to find, like you said, do a brush camp, find some sort of pick. That's where you win. That's where you have a chance.
Yeah, especially at this point in the game.
They're doing a little bit of dancing now. Where will the pick come? Will there be a pick? There may not be. Yasuo and Nami split pushing top lane. But it looks like they're going to ping out that inhibitor, though. Smartly. Make sure that they have the super minions coming down mid lane. Keep that pressure up.
Lands the ult on top of
oh, but Yasuo not able to kill the Syndra. Corki able to take that.
Corki right here.
Exactly right, landing all of his poke there. Culling coming out, but it's landing on Aurelia, and that's somebody who's going to soak that up without a problem.
Lee Sin drives into the queue. Not
good.
Great engage by Lee Sin. Sin was able to pick up the Lucian as well.
I mean,
as he did, Lee Sin came for the kill on.
This is. I mean, Zerad has to be very careful. I don't think you even try and defend this tier 2. I don't think it's worth it. If you get picked.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would have done was the ult.
Oh, beautiful play! I was going to say he needed to hit that Aurelia one more time, but he smartly sees that the turret aggro is on Aurelia and moves to another target. So we're seeing now that the team fighting is a little bit closer than perhaps we thought. Yasuo engaged very hard trying to zero out that Syndra. Syndra not dying, though.
Yeah, there was no one really behind that, the Yasuo really to engage on off of that, but it looks like EasyBots is going to take advantage of that, of them backing, and then go for this Baron buff right here. And Logical Gaming has no way to answer at this point.
Yeah, they were able to get the tier 2 turret off of their win there, but again, perhaps, you know, we always like to say that maybe they were a little overly ambitious, because they'll give up that Baron buff. And Lucian has aims to take his 4th stack of Dragon. You know what I want to see today? I just want to see a 5 stack of Dragon. Is that asking much? Is that asking too much, Zach? I mean, come on.
I don't know. It depends on how long if EasyBots can finish this game off, because they definitely just got that 4th stack, which is now going to be increased damage to tower.
That's your siege stack.
Exactly, and then with the Baron buff, that's even stronger because they have those minions going to be doing more damage.
Exactly. This is it right here. They have to. I mean, Nami and Lucian do have to be careful though. They're by themselves. You want to see a way.
They use their Baron backing.
Yes. Smart move. You want to see a way to lose Baron buff really fast? They were thinking about showing us, but.
One thing that's also very helpful when you do get that Baron back, you also get basically a home guards.
Oh, okay.
That's what the little, if you saw when they were leaving the base after they finished being successfully, they got a little purple little fire under them. That's basically what that is. So it basically becomes a home guard.
Interesting. Is that all the time when you have Baron, or just the first time?
It's every time.
Okay. Very nice. My
Because
God, look
every
at the
time he
minions with the
successfully
big
back.
axes. Love this.
Yeah. It looks like she wants to fight Yasuo, but his shield is back up.
She's got to be careful, though. She's very important to this team fight. She's going to be watching with both eyes, watching Yasuo in the top lane and watching her team in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Irelia's not going to be able to hold that very long, though.
No, and you know what? Wave clear doesn't matter as much anymore, it doesn't seem. Yasuo able to get the top tower.
That was a mistake for Lee Sin to go in there. I don't know
It really
what.
was.
This looks like the end right here, though.
Yes. Wow, Baron with that fourth, that was a crazy power spike. We had the fourth stack of Dragon and Baron buff, and you called it. That was the game ender. The ability to push. Wow. What was once a close game in team fights just turned dramatically. Well, protect. You know, if that tells us anything, people, it's protect the dragon.
Protect dragon, protect Baron. You can't let people take it for free. That's all I can say now.
Oh dear. Well, good game to Easy Bots. Logical Gaming, of course. We've seen them win before, so.
Mhm.
Very good teams, both of them. Was close through the mid game. So, I think we might actually take a break now. Well, we're going to take a quick break as we get the next game set up. And then I guess we're back with third and fourth placed, I think, or the finals. I'm not sure what's going on the back end, so we'll figure that out. when we
It
get
does.
back.
If I go look at the brackets, it does seem that We Play for RP did play already tons of damage.
Okay, good. Oh, is that the third and fourth place game?
No, that's not the third and fourth place game. That was the game.
That should be the other side of the. I think the other side of the bracket. So let's take a break and see where we stand after this. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Mhm.
And we're here. All right. Welcome back, everybody. And we are doing the third and fourth place game. Third and fourth place match versus... Who do we have here? We have Illogical Gaming again versus Tons of Damage.
Mm-hmm.
And we are already in a champs. Like, they don't waste any time. I do appreciate that.
Yeah. I did not see the first game between with Tons of Damage. Did not see them before. So we'll see what happens.
I think that their name should be Puns of Damage, but that's just me. Call me crazy. We're going TOD. We're going LCS here. Three-letter names, and that's it.
And then so we have Soraka on one side, ban, and then a Rise ban, Irelia ban. Didn't really see that Irelia last game really come out, but I think they did see that game possibly played, or they looked at the stats of it. So.
Well, I think that, yeah, they were probably watching the game and saw that the Irelia player coming out from Illogical Gaming was definitely very capable, and they don't want to see that. Perhaps they're just saying, we're going to ban your comfort picks. Like, there goes a Corki as well.
Yeah, they banned Corki as well. I wonder if we'll see a Callista, though. That's one thing.
Ooh, I hope so. I'm hoping for two things. One, Callista. Oh, good, there goes Morgana. That's not a bad ban. She can definitely throw a wrench into some team comps. And if you're going, oh my god, it's a Thresh Jinx, that can be a very good combo. If those players are very capable.
The only thing I'm worried about is the fact that she did pick Jinx like right away, and Jinx is my least favorite. I mean, I love playing Jinx. She just has no escape.
My good friend really loves Jinx. You're right. She has no escape unless she gets that oh god, excited. She gets excited, man.
And then even if she gets hit by something, the excited goes away. It's not like,
She's just that hyper carry. You need to protect her. You see, I don't think I would have banned Morgana. I would have picked Morgana because I think it's unlikely the other team was going to pick Morgana. Morgana and Jinx together. That can kind of help Jinx out, obviously. See,
but Thresh is not a bad either because with the Lantern, Jinx away as well. So that'll be.
You can chain CC pretty well with Jinx and Thresh. Thresh pull into Jinx chompers into Flay is all pretty good, for sure. Ooh, and we see a Callista hover. This could just be a tease, though. Let's not get too see, it was a tease. I know how these people work. They listen to the stream and they try and play with us. So we'll see a Vayne instead. Oh my god. By the way, is this actually a Xerath support? Oh god, he must have heard us. It could be. Right? It could be a Xerath support. It's either that or Zed. I don't know.
It is very viable, I'm just saying.
It is extremely viable, especially when there's no sustain. If it's a Thresh, that's pretty good. Well, that was a really fast champion select.
And then the Donga. Let's see the Heimadonga.
Heimadonga. The Ding Ding coming out. And Nocturne versus Kha'Zix. We talked about how carry jungles to me. I don't think they're not dead by any stretch. I just feel like it's going to be a little bit harder in this new jungle. So we'll see what happens to Kha'Zix.
Kha'Zix is in the new thing. I've actually seen a lot of Zed jungles, ironically.
Really? I have not seen that yet.
I was playing one game and I was playing as a Mumu, and then they played a Zed jungle. I was like, And then when Zed was jungling, he was he basically was having to do with the shadow, and basically he would throw a shadow out, have the minions come up to him and basically try and attack him, and boom, he'd swap back to the other shadow. And then he would use the
Interesting. I do appreciate when people tinker like that, when they can figure like, what can I do? Because that's another way of tanking, is to juggle aggro a bit.
Exactly. And then also the Nocturne is that's a pretty good answer, I guess, to Kha'Zix, because you can spell shield his W, you can spell shield his Q, you can spell shield a lot of his abilities. And also, that can also spell shield the Condemn, the one of the ults from it's it's not a bad pick. It's
Not a
just
bad pick.
and it's solid engage as well. So I'm not worried about that. Trundle basically to shut down Gnar because Trundle will be able to ult Gnar if Gnar if when he turns into Mega Gnar goes in on him.
That's a sneaky good matchup, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Trundle's ult pretty solid against Mega Gnar.
And then the
Interesting.
Heimerdinger in the mid lane against Xerath. I don't
I
know.
think it's
how
against
gonna-
his. I think it's Zed. Because right, I think
that's right,
Xerath.
Zed, that's
Xerath
right.
is your support.
That's right.
I think. I mean, classically, shouldn't Heimerdinger do okay? Because Zed has to all in you, and you're running into those turrets. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
because then he'd be able to just pop the Mega Turret up.
Right.
And the Mega Turret would just every single time he basically shut down the Zed. But that he's gonna have to be more cautious about when he does go in though.
Absolutely, and he's got to be. He's got to be very good on the positioning of those turrets. And if Zed gets to that level 6 really fast, it could be curtains, as they say, for Heimerdinger. So
Exactly.
it comes down to. So we always love to talk about team comps because we've got like 10 minutes to do nothing but that. But you still have to play the game. You still have to execute, and we'll see. We were looking before Champ Select began. And it looks like, it's certain that Logical Gaming is definitely the more experienced team. Some diamond level players, and diamond plat, if I'm not mistaken, and a master, I think, in Josie Juker, and some more like gold and silver coming out of tons of damage. So the mechanics is probably where we're going to see a big difference. But that's why we play the games. That's why we play. I can't wait until I want an upset. We've seen Logical Gaming a bunch of times now. I've talked with Tushijuku, good guys. Definitely want to see them play well. But I'm rooting for the upset. I want tons of damage. To prove that rank is only a name and a color, nothing more.
Exactly.
Maybe.
And then we have based off a team comp, I don't really like kind of either one of them.
Going to the whole screen.
Because they don't.
Yeah,
with
team.
They have Zed and Gnar to engage really, and that's
Right.
kind of it. And Gnar's not even like a solid engage. They have Kha'Zix to engage as well, but there's nothing to follow up. And
There is no classic team engage coming out here. Whereas and the other team, tons of damage has Thresh, which of course is exactly
they have
that.
Thresh, they have Nocturne, they have Heimerdinger. They can go off the Heimerdinger ult stun, the Nocturne ult, the Thresh hook, the Jinx chompers. They can, even the pillar from Trundle. They can go off of any of those things. They can basically peep someone out. And as well, they have a team comp. Those are good.
You know what though? The Xerath stun, sneaky good. Sneaky good, especially at max range. It's pretty long.
Yes, that is true as well.
So we both like to play Xerath support. I feel like we're kindred spirits. We just didn't know it, and this is. I will be paying some close attention to that matchup. I'll be honest. All right. Now this is what we always like to do around this time too. Who wins on skins here? That's the real question.
Well, you got the little slugger Trundle, which I'm afraid, I'm kind of sad they have not reworked the picture for that one yet, but it's a really good skin. Mafia Jinx, obviously, standard Jinx only. I think it's still in Jinx skin, I believe.
We need a campaign for another Jinx skin.
Mafia Jinx is a really good skin. Deep Terra Thresh, I prefer Deep Terra Thresh because it just has, it's just more interesting than the championship one. I'm sorry, it just really is. There's a lot more.
I tend to agree with you. He makes him look like a lobster, though.
He's supposed to look like Davy. He's supposed to look like Davy Jones.
All right, and we are past loading screen. Now you don't have to look at us anymore. And as interesting as we are, they get to finally look at the game. That's what this is all about.
As you load into the rift. And the
Everyone.
standard spawning of all 5 of them.
Oh my god, tons of damage, has a 100 gold lead. The game is over, everybody. They'll snowball that.
Yeah, I think that's just the difference between the picks, because the fact that you did pick Xerath, he's gonna be building damage. He's not gonna be building a standard support. So they are gonna have to be picking up a lot more wards as a team than this Thresh and standard like support, where they're just gonna have your standard get Sightstone, something like that, and have wards.
Right, he'll definitely have to favor some damage. I mean, I still like to do the Sightstone relatively early, because I think if you give up vision, it will hurt you in the long run. But I mean, yeah, you'll see you won't see the Aegis coming out for Xerath. That's for sure.
Yeah, whenever I've always played like even just regular supports, I always grab that Sightstone first. You always gotta grab that Sightstone first, and then you grab the swap it out with the sweeper. So that way you can use the sweeper.
So tons of damage. A bit of a line of scrimmage at their blue buff, making sure that nothing too crazy is going on. It doesn't look like Logical Gaming has any interest to do anything too crazy either, so we might just get some standard play. Looks like they're going to start blue, and they'll give him a leash there. This is kind of what we saw before the jungle changed. So perhaps a little new to the new jungle, as am I. So Nocturne start blue.
And as I said before, the Kha'Zix is gonna be starting golems, which I don't know why he didn't smite that. He should have smited that just so he can get that. Like, there was no point in going golems first if we were not gonna smite it.
Right, you were talking about it's for that buff primarily, is why people are using that route in the jungle.
The fact that he did not smite that was interesting. He just kind of went for it.
It is interesting because he's gonna be taken really low on this red buff here.
He's gonna have to smite it because it does regain health, so he might as well use it to smite.
Okay, well, he does get his red.
And this is one of the mistakes I was doing, actually. I was trying out some new things with the jungle. Because there are certain champions you cannot start you can't start golems as Scion. You can't. It doesn't work.
You said as Scion?
Yes, as Scion,
yes,
because
okay.
when you try and smite that golem, and then you come up to the red buff, you just do not have enough damage to take out the red buff.
Bot lane, by the way, trading exhaust and trading damage. It looked like tons of damage had had an advantage there, but that Xerath does a lot more damage than the Thresh does. And they were able to trade, get the first blood.
Well,
over to Vayne too, and that's scary.
Already this Kha'Zix is slow and behind with this fact that he had to go back because of that little bit of mistake in the jungle. It happens.
Xerath flashes forward, tries to land the stun. Jinx wisely flashes away and saves herself.
Gnar using the utilization of being a range champion in the sense, and is able to basically bully Trundle. Trundle is all about getting to that level 6, so against this Gnar, that's for sure. And nothing happening really in the mid lane either. Heimerdinger still hasn't really put out many turrets though, which is...
That and the CS difference is getting a little scary.
That is the factor of different skill, I would assume.
Yes, for
Vayne
sure.
is wailing on Jinx.
Oh, but Xerath's Q tickles the Jinx and goes down. That is why Xerath is viable, right there. Love it.
Yes. I think like before even like Xerath's rework, I even played Xerath because I would get the tier. Because like my original build as Xerath, I would go like tier, Roa, and then like a couple other things. But that was a great like.
Meanwhile, Thresh hooks and flays Vayne that wasn't really paying attention, and takes a tower shot, almost not able to close the kill, but an auto attack with was able to end it. So wow.
That's a great job by Fish.
You know, all else equal, he would prefer to have that kill on Jinx, but you'll take any gold you can at this juncture.
Yeah. At this point, it seems like just the Heimerdinger is afraid to even deal with the Zed.
And you know, and he really shouldn't be. I mean, if you're confident in your ability to dodge his poke, you have range on him. He shouldn't be able to get every bit of his CS.
Exactly.
But you know, the Heimer is
But it looks
very
like
scared.
Kozik's gonna try and find this Nocturne right here.
Oh, and he will find him indeed.
That was a
Nocturne
mistake
using the
on
shield
spell
early.
though.
Yeah, uses it early. Kha'Zix picks up the kill.
He probably should have smited and used that smite on him way earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So that way he could probably possibly fight them, because on that ult, or that smite, it's for 6 seconds that they do less damage and you do increased damage. So that he probably could have turned that around and actually fought that if he did that. Unfortunately he didn't. And there's the wards in action.
Yep, Thresh and Jinx know that something could be up. Xerath landing his poke. Ooh, Vayne tumbling in.
But it's done on Thresh.
Stun on Thresh.
And maybe
lands
able
the
to pick up the Thresh
Q.
right here with
I
that
think
last
they're gonna.
stack of silver
Oh,
bolts.
the
but
flay
no.
away! Very good flay away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but Xerath, remember, Xerath is not your classic. He is not your classic support, and he is gonna deal some damage.
Exactly.
All you need to do is get Sorcerer's Boots and Haunting Guys, and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Void Staff if you're rich, which he might be.
He does have a kill and assist, so. Plus he does have that Frost Fang, which allows him to steal gold.
Vayne. He's late on his spell shield there, but he still might be able to pick this up, perhaps. Oh, but Gnar with the teleport down, Nocturne will fall. Really good teleport from Gnar, picking up the Jinx.
And that was a 2 for 0.
I think that was. I think you needed to wait till Thresh was back in the lane to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely, because Thresh is their disengage.
Exactly. Almost certainly ensures that Vayne dies there as well. So it's up that they get nothing out of it, unfortunately. Alright, so 8 minutes in, and Illogical Gaming has a 3,000 gold lead, which is pretty significant at the 8-minute mark.
Yeah.
So, and Kha'Zix finds Nocturne out again at his rates. A good spell shield that time, flashes away. The Xerath poke comes out. Will he be able to land the ult? He is not able to land the ult.
But Zed finds him anyway.
Doesn't matter. Wow. I mean, that's the kind of pressure a Xerath support can give, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's able to roam around a little bit. And Vayne is 2v1ing against Jinx and Thresh.
Which she has probably no problem with that. Just
except
talent.
she does
but
get...
unless she gets hooked like that, forces the flash. Another flash by as well.
Flash from Thresh in his ult, but yeah, not able to get it. But of course, I mean, Vayne, can she really stick around here now? This is kind of a dangerous spot for her. 2v1.
Yeah, I wouldn't stick around there. Trundle needs to be careful as well, but now he's being towered out with no health, and he's dead.
That's a dead Trundle. And this Kha'Zix, I don't know if you noticed here, when he turns red, that is him upgrading his ultimate first, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so I don't typically see that. I don't know if that's with the new jungle or if that's just his playstyle, but
it could be the new jungle just because what does he get? He does have the saber. So he is gonna be basically trying to ult on. They both actually have saber, so he's gonna be trying to ult on to whoever he can find and doing bonus damage. So that could be why.
okay. Fair enough. I like to see these changes come out.
Yeah, because it definitely opens up. Like if you do get that saber, it does. You would rather have that ult passive than have that ult upgraded than void spikes, because you're not gonna like really use the void spikes too much if you're gonna be trying to assassinate people.
Exactly. That is true. I mean,
Nocturne and
and
we've roam.
a really good spell shield coming out from the Nocturne. Purple team rotating down, trying to pick up something after the Jinx went down. There's Kha'Zix here. Nocturne finally hitting level 6, but I don't think this is going to work out.
Help.
This is going to be a dead Thresh and almost certainly a dead Heimerdinger as well.
Yeah, Heimerdinger.
Oh, the Jinx ult is coming down! Please, I believe!
It's Heimerdinger right now. Trolling.
Will he get out? Can he kill this Kha'Zix? Perhaps? With the minion damage! Oh! Yes, Heimerdinger. I thought for sure you were dead. Good for you, brother.
Red team's turret has been
But let's take a look at... I mean, we have to take a look at things like this. The CS difference in the mid lane is up to almost... It's going to be approaching 80 at 11 minutes.
That is the difference between skill, basically.
It is, and it's just... It's... that I don't... There's... When it gets that bad, there's no real avenue back in. And Zed will take this opportunity, take his lead, and roam top. Just
and
give
jump
Nara
on the
free.
trundle.
Jump on the trundle and give Nara a free tower.
Nocturne is fighting this pink ward, but that might be a mistake, depending on if he goes to red buff. Oh, well, there's a ward there, so.
You know, I like this from tons of damage, though. Tanking the dragon. They have the pink ward down. They know that they can do it without them knowing. I figure, you know what? We got to get something out of this.
Now it's healing back up.
That's, well, you don't want to see that, but their jungle is here. I think they'll get it, but Xerath knows now.
Thresh
Oh, Xerath! Eat! Oh, dear, Thresh eats it. Well, they will get the dragon, though, so not a terrible trade. Nocturne ults to shroud everybody.
But the funniest, I still think this is pretty funny. Right now, the Xerath has the most kills on the team.
Carry support!
Exactly. This is like what happened one time when I played Xerath support. I was kind of just like, well, I'm gonna try and get you the kills, but if I take them, oh well.
Yeah, right, like, at least you're a support that can use them.
Exactly. It's almost like a Zig support, and I've seen Zig supports as well. That's a pretty disgusting support.
Oh, Flay coming out and an ult from Thresh, but Gnar able to jump over his
I think that was
box.
just a mistake on the placement of the chompers. He probably should have put those chompers where Thresh was flaying him into.
You're probably right, and now we have Zed in the bot lane split pushing, doing what Zed can do, and you know,
Picking up that
with
tower.
his significant lead, I'm not sure how they deal with that. Gnar jumps
What a
in.
great
This is gonna be
Gnar.
a, but they're all focusing the Gnar, and meanwhile, Vayne is wrecking face in the back line.
And then also they have to worry about the Kha'Zix and the Xerath coming in from the backside as well.
This is a 5v4 because Zed says, I'll just try and push to end this game as fast as I can. And Vayne chunking people down. Xerath, I'm going to try and get this Thresh. Almost gets the Nocturne.
Oh.
Recalling.
He's so close. If he landed that last ult, that would have killed him. So
Yeah.
that was a 4v5 that they lost because they focused the Gnar.
There's a lot of attention brought to the Gnar. I mean, the Gnar, he's a big... Mega Gnar is a very large champion model, right? So he's easy to be like, let's attack this thing. He jumped in. But no, the Vayne was dealing some significant damage from behind.
Yeah, and even with the fact that like they probably didn't focus on Gnar, just because Gnar, even by himself, he does do a very good amount of damage.
Oh, for sure.
Even with you build him tanky. But right now, you can't just let someone like a Vayne just pile through your team right there, like basically what just happened.
Oh, she's just stacking her silver bolts over and over again. Chunk, chunk.
See, we even see the Giant Soul Stealer picked up by Xerath right now.
You know what? And that's a sneaky good pickup now on support, too. Because, I mean, if you really feel confident in your ability to not die, and meanwhile, we have Kha'Zix getting caught out. This is a 4v1 chase. Will Heimerdinger flash this wall? He will, but maybe not the wall he wanted to flash. Oh, he's going to run into a Xerath, and that is a fed Xerath. Support.
Support Zerath. Oh!
Support name only, but he walks right past the Heimer. The Heimer not doing nearly enough damage. The Vayne coming in, cleaning up the Thresh. Oh dear.
That was not enough damage to do anything to Zerath.
No, I think in a 1v1, Xerath is most certainly beating this Heimer at this stage.
Zed ult on top of Trundle, as they're still catching out again to Trundle and Argus pick up the kill.
Tons of damage trying to push the middle tier 1. Ooh, and they're rotating around. They know it though, but Nocturne's ult comes down. Who is he gonna ult? He'll ult the Vayne. Will he be able to take the Vayne down?
Can Nocturne finish off that?
Oh, the heal comes out. Oh, Kha'Zix comes in to follow up, do a counter gank. Gnar also rotating from top, lands down the Randuins, and oh
that
my.
was a mistake though, I think, by that Nocturne. He went in on the Vayne, but he did not smite her, which is he has that saber. He should have done that. If he
That's a good point. Yeah.
He probably could have killed her, because it does do 30 or it does like 50 at this point. 50 true damage every hit, and that's if you land 5 hits, boom, that's already 250.
Yeah, that's considerable. Then it slows, right? So I mean, part of her defense was getting to that tower, getting to that turret. So perhaps she's not able to do that. Meanwhile, Logical Gaming will take that one fight and turn it into an inhibitor. Trundle wants that Vayne really bad, and he will get the Vayne. But I mean, they've got to be careful. Tons of damage following up on this
great
fight.
flash by Gnar. But then the Thresh Hook lands on Gnar, allowing him to pick up that. And they're gonna keep going, trying to pick up these.
This is where it turns. Get excited.
Yeah, you keep getting excited, and then you get excited again, and excited again, and that's what kills come out.
That's exactly right. So tons of damage will wisely push in the middle turret where the super minions are.
Retaliate by pushing this mid turret, but here comes Xerath.
Ooh, and that is a lot of damage coming out of 1Q. Good stun landing. Is able to dodge out the zapper. Ooh.
And
oh, he's going to
pick up Jinx as
oh,
well.
yes!
And here comes Zed to answer against the Heimer, and
wow. Wow. Some great play coming out from Xerath there. Solid play from Zed. I'm not going to give him too much credit. He's pretty fed. All he had to do was ult, and then he set it and forget it.
Mm-hmm.
But he did do his job there. Tons of damage.
Yes, right now, this Zed has 100 CS lead.
You don't often see that, Zach.
No, not very much.
You don't often see that.
And you also even have a 40 CS lead between the ADCs.
The top lane isn't close either. It's it's about 60.
another 50 CS lead.
Yeah,
definitely the difference in the ability to farm as people.
And that just comes with experience. And you know, I hope they don't get discouraged by this. Tons of damage. I mean, it certainly doesn't look like they'll be able to make a comeback here. But you know, the crazier things have happened. I mean, even if they shouldn't be able to make a comeback, you know, they're demonstrating a lot of knowledge of the game. A lot of it's just getting games under your belt. I guarantee you that to a man, Logical Gaming has like 1,000 games extra on each person.
Mm-hmm. I probably have about 1,000 games. I don't have 1,000 normal games. If you add in all my ranked games, because I've been playing since Season 1, so...
Well, my normal wins, I've got 1,500, and I've played a lot of League.
I don't play a lot of normal, that's all. I play a lot of ranked.
My friends used to play a lot of normal, but enough about me. Zed is pushing top.
And he shreds through that.
Oh my god, there goes Thresh. Can he, with the Xerath, absolutely they can win this fight. Zed will get away with very little health, and that is some ridiculous damage coming in on Jinx. Goodness gracious.
That's a pickup of an inhibitor, so now they have 2 inhibitors down. And right now, they can just push for the win right now.
I think they absolutely can.
They don't do anything. This is going to be a 19-minute game at this point.
Oh, it might get to 20 minutes when it's all said and done, but it will just barely.
Nocturne dropping straight into Xerath, trying to shut down that Xerath.
Oh, not able to. Tower damage, not enough. One Nexus turret down, second Nexus turret down. Tons of damage is going to put up one last really good fight here. Jinx trying to... Oh, the heal comes out! Jinx was trying to duel the Vayne. Unable to do so. Trundle, an interesting teleport.
He probably should have teleported to the wards back there that they can see the Zerath.
He wants the Snar really bad. Will the Zed let him get it? He will let him get it! Good guy, Zed. Good guy. Zed able to pick up the Thresh as well. Kaze's going to try and clean up. This is now just who can pad the stats the most at this at this stage.
Yes, because the Zerath has 20 stacks on his belt.
Oh, mama! He has the most kills. That's I like that.
He has all of his stacks. He has the most kills. That is the power of Zerath support.
Thank you, Logical Gaming, for proving that Zerath support is viable. Zach and I are very happy.
Exactly.
Yeah, so fantastic. I mean, it was a shorter game, but again, we're happy to see some new teams come out. And please stick around because there will be, more teams joining and teams of varying skill levels. So you'll get a chance to play with people a little bit closer. So we definitely want people to stick around, and kudos to you for taking it the whole way, and you guys will get better. But Illogical Gaming does take third place.
Yeah, Sekiro third place, and now they're...
Yeah, and tons of damage, takes fourth place, and 800 RP, not bad either. So you show up, you win a game, maybe you get a bye, suddenly you're in the RP. So come back. Think we're going to take a quick break just to get the next game set up. Unless I get surprised and there are invites. There are not invites yet. So we are going to take a quick break and get this. Hopefully we still have the finals going on. There was some back and forth there. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Everyone stick around. And we're back. We have the final game of the day getting ready to take place. We have EasyBots versus We Play for RP. We have seen these teams extensively. So we're just readying up.
Gotta bring out that Spanish.
See.
I mean, I don't know much Spanish, but...
Oh, why is... Now Skype's trolling me. Now your thing's not fitting in here.
My thing's not fitting in here with my face.
Alright, perfect. I don't know what happened in between the break there, but... Alright, so we're just waiting for the game to start. Now, we've seen these teams play a lot. Very good. Often the finals matchup, so...
Yeah.
Should see it go the whole way. I'm expecting a long game.
I think I've seen every single thing I've ever casted. EasyBots or... No, EasyBots. We Play for RP has been in the top. So...
Yes, We Play for RP. I think you're right. Every time that you've been here. So here we go. We are going to Champ Select. And does your face still fit? It does! Success. Trying to do two things at once here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So we might see more standard high-level bands coming out of here.
Yeah.
Although, we see Fiddle, Lulu, Fiora, Zed, Warwick. Anything surprising to you there? Anything super interesting?
No, not really, honest. I mean, I guess, like, again, they can't... They obviously... EasyBot can't deal with the Fiora top lane or wherever Fiora plays, so... They ban out that. They ban out Warwick, which they picked originally, so... It's just a different... We'll see. And then the Zed ban, pretty standard. Lulu is kind of strange.
It might be because of worst Lulu NA on the other team. And the other team being EasyBots. They might see that and they're saying, well, hold on a second, you must want to play Lulu, right? So we're going to deny you that honor. By the way, my least favorite support.
Why?
I know she's really good. I just can't do it. I don't know. It's me. It's not her, it's me.
She's like, yeah, she's pretty mechanically. She's pretty hard.
Whoa. I never said I couldn't do the mechanics. No, I know what you're saying.
And then, I mean, I played her in the top lane. She's pretty strong in the top lane.
She is.
Just kind of troll. But
we saw her. She was a high-level pick out of LCS. Toward the middle of last season in the top lane. So we see an Orianna locked in. Certainly like Orianna. That might make sense why they banned... Or rather, no, never mind. The other team banned Zed. I'm way off. We see an Orianna.
Well...
See Janna. We've talked about Janna quite a bit so far today. Great disengage, has that late game heal. We see Callista, not a really mechanically sound ADC. That's pretty scary.
And again, that same possibly bot lane, I'm assuming, with that massive disengage like they did before.
And we've got an Orianna combined with Yasuo, so we've got some great wombo combo synergy going on there.
Well, even the Riven, because
that's right. Riven's Q
is a knockup as well.
It is. So we can see we're seeing exactly what they're building here on EasyBots.
They're building some sort of Yasuo team comp.
Seeing the Vi hovered, perhaps for jungle, most likely. We're not entirely sure. And I could see her doing well in this new jungle. She's another pretty sturdy jungle. She gets that. She gets that shield, that passive shield.
Yeah, definitely. And she's also a very good gank presence. And then if she does get going, if she does get the rapier or the rapier, which is the red one that you can do true damage on attacks, that also will pile on top of her W passive.
Okay, wow. Okay, so So we're finding out that there's a lot of new things to learn in this jungle. Like you're like finding out what items match up with what champions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Oh.
kind of any of them can match up with anyone. If you really don't know what to pick, the safest one is always to pick Trailblazer.
Okay.
Because that one's like the standard, standard smite, but it does more damage, and it's also, it does AoE damage. But it's only AoE damage to minions, and it also restores health and...
Okay, so it's more of so for jungle clear, right?
Yeah,
So
it's a sustained one.
Okay. And we see a Galio and a Kha'Zix. This is an interesting comp coming out from EasyBots, because it's Galio to lock everybody down.
Within the Orianna Ball to...
Orianna Ball into the Yasuo.
But they have no ADC.
That's true. Unless Orianna is your ADC.
Well, I would say actually, my best bet would most likely be the Yasuo Orianna bot lane. That's probably...
How did I not... You're probably right. Yeah. Interesting. Tryndamere top. Ziggs middle. Still like Ziggs middle. Wave clear is still very strong. Does a lot of things pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wouldn't call it a safe pick. I mean, it is a safe-ish pick, but it's certainly a very strong one.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. This is gonna be. Oh man. I'm taken aback by the lack of ADC. I think that this is. I hope that this is actually planned and not accidental, and we're not getting a remake here. But
yeah, because they're gonna if that's meant, because they're gonna have to redo. I mean, they're gonna have to basically end the game quicker.
Oh, for sure.
Because they cannot let that Kalista ADC be useful and get late game.
No, I mean, they must have worked on this before, right? This isn't just something This isn't just something you do. Like, let's just not go ADC in a 5v5 competitive against a very good, by the way, We Play for RP team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess it's maybe they're trying to cheese them a little bit. Clearly, that's what's happening. So if Orianna is probably... She could be your support. I have played Orianna support, too. This is amazing. With the two non-conventional supports that I play occasionally, Xerath and Orianna, both coming out on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. I'm loving this.
Now, the real question is, do we think Riven or Galio is in mid lane? Because Riven's really good against Ziggs, just in the fact that she can gap close really quickly on him. But then Galio has massive sustain and has basically just scales of a MR.
I think it would be a mistake to put Galio against a Tryndamere.
But
I think
poke.
Right. He does have poke, but I mean, if Tryndamere plays it well, and by that level 6, just Galio can't build. If he wants to build the exact way he's supposed to build, I think it works against him in that lane.
That's true.
Because that magic resist feeding him power, so I feel like you're better off putting him, somewhere useful in his build.
Yeah.
So I'd go mid, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a top Riven, because I feel like a top Riven does well against a Tryndamere pre-level 6, right? Especially she's carrying Ignite. She's gonna look to get a kill early, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes your prediction correct. It's Yasuo that's filling that ADC void this time. So that ought to be interesting.
He is a hefty ADC. He can be a hefty ADC just because he has that ult, but that's so dependent on landing some sort of knockup.
For sure, and I think, as you can see, we talked about it. They have built that comp around guaranteeing hitting that knockup.
Yes, but then they also have from We Play for RP, they have that disengage with the Janna, and then also the Kalista has disengage.
That's
and
true.
They even have engage because they have Bai, they have Tryndamere, they have Ziggs. Those three both all can disengage in some sort of way.
So what I'm hearing from you as like a student of the game, as a lover of League of Legends meta, of strategies, you're loving what We Play for RP has done with their team. You like the team comp.
Yes, but if EasyBots does get them caught in, they want basically what EasyBots is going to want to be fighting only in the jungle. They're not going to want to have these in-lane fights because that means they're going to be forced to be grouped up. Galio's going to be hitting multiple people with his ult, which then Orianna's going to be hitting multiple people with her ult.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to... They have to fight in the jungle. That's like their best chance.
We're talking easy bots here, correct?
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this is why we play the games. This will be the most interesting game of the day by far. I'll be honest, I love when people leave the meta, and so my heart is telling me to root for easy bots. But having seen we play for RP play a number of times, I do give them a slight skill advantage. And the team comp advantage ultimately. So we'll see. We shall see. Now this is everybody's favorite part, and we really need a loading screen overlay so that everyone else can see it too. But skins. Who you got? Who wins based off skins? Very scientific here at Warrior Esports.
Well, you got the legendary skin with Janna, the King Tryndamere. Officer Vi, Snow Day, which is not available currently right now. But then you also have the Mecha Kha'Zix, Hextech Galio, which is not available.
But by the way Riot does business, you can be damn sure Snow Day Ziggs will be available within a month.
Oh, I'm sure. Wouldn't surprise me. And then also you have the Stone Chaos Orianna, and then Battle Bunny Riven. Those are all really good skins. It's just...
I like Forecast Janna a lot.
Yeah, Forecast Janna definitely basically tops it over.
Yeah, yeah. So we play for RP has the team comp. They've got at least marginal skill level difference, and they win the skin battle. So they have my heart though, or rather, EasyBots has my heart. So we'll see. So we're just waiting on the loading screen, just waiting on Galio to finish. He's at 40%, so should be in game in just a few moments. Will we see anything level 1 with the team comp that we see out of EasyBots, or are we gonna see pretty much standard-ish starts, do you think?
Well, they do have a strong, I guess, level 1 between the Galio, the Kha'Zix, and the Riven, but Yasuo and Orianna really can't do much level 1.
That's true.
Because Orianna has to go Q first, otherwise she's just going to be, right on top of yourself. That's not very helpful.
It isn't really helping anybody. Or
Exactly.
shielding somebody, which isn't really going to do much either, yeah.
And then, on the other side, you have Vi, who's probably going to go either Q or W first. Because if she goes Q, they can catch someone out. Shinra's obviously going to go spin first. Janna can either go shield, or if they really want to do a level 1, she can go Monsoon.
Yeah, I would see Janna, unless they have something pre-planned, Janna probably doesn't actually pick a skill right away. She'll probably see what happens and go from there.
Exactly. And then the Ziggs, she's obviously gonna go Q or Minefield. And then Callista, again, probably the Q, because that's their main source of damage. But we will see.
All right, so right now. I put Galio in the mid lane. I'm assuming that's where he's going. We'll find out in due time. Just waiting for everyone to get off the fountain. Let's see. Okay. I was like, wait a second. That Janna is invisible, but we're okay. She's back.
There's a glitch, right? I don't get that. With every time she does the Black Spear, it basically kills your support and basically for whoever you chained it to. Kind of funny.
See. Because for a moment, I thought to myself, this is going to be a very interesting game if we can't see Janna the entire time. That might be broken. So the soul it's called Soul Shackle. Is that correct? Oh, Fate's Call, or the ult. So she links up.
Yeah.
She's linking up with Janna. I'm not sure exactly what that's called yet.
Yeah, and then her, but the Black Spear is the Oathsworn.
Ah, there you go. Gotcha. I'll learn this champion yet.
Yeah, she
Calista
outranges that Yasuo.
Oh, baby. Of all the games to not have an ADC, it's when you're against Calista.
Minions
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be interesting. Calista already proving to be very annoying against Yasuo. They do have the double shield, though, on bottom, with Yasuo and then the ball coming from Orianna. So there's something to be said for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an interesting matchup to watch.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be assuming that Ninjakin is going to be building a tanky Vi. And see, that's another thing I just watched. That she used the smite right away onto that frog, which gives her the ability to absorb and do damage basically every time they auto attack her. It's like a poison effect, so that's very helpful. And Vi has enough damage to take down this blue buff by herself without using the smite, so.
For sure. Yeah, taking that down. And yeah, you can see that poison is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, Getsu, make me proud. Make me forget that an ADC ever existed. He might be able to do it. It could happen.
You never know.
They are a good team.
Yep. EasyBots definitely has won this tournament before.
Oh, they hit that level 2 early, not meaning as much as it did prior, but it's still important. And this Calista is deciding just to focus the Orianna down.
And landed that last little spear there.
Scumbag Janna takes the kill, but there's some interesting trading going on here. Janna takes both kills. Yasuo going down.
Yasuo could not deal with the amount of room that Calista can just constantly do every time she auto attacks.
I mean, and she flashed to boot. She flashed out of his tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Well, I can tell that this is going to be an interesting bot lane already.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that.
I think the real power with the EasyBots is going to be once they get level 6.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about whether or not they can survive the first 5 levels. Calista and Janna taking some of their gold back to base. Get a nice early lead. Calista, let's see what she buys. Pickaxe first at 4 minutes. Oh dear.
Standard probably build for Calista right off the bat is probably IE.
Oh,
Just
okay.
so she can get those. It's like she kind of focuses on that crit aspect where she can get in, get out pretty easily. So if she does crits, she does crits.
And we'll see her probably build a Stag Shiv as well, right? So when she hops
Stag
around,
is a very good item as well.
When she hops around, that does build static in the Stag Shiv, right?
Yes.
Okay, wow, that's very powerful. And Tryndamere is going very aggressive on Riven.
He did burn Ghost for that.
He burned Ghost, but Riven burned her Flash.
Mm-hmm.
So Tryndamere will take that trade.
Yeah, because I believe Ghost has a shorter cooltime than Flash.
I believe you're right. 210 seconds for Ghost, 300 base for Flash.
Mm-hmm. Little gank by Kha'Zix, not much happened, just a couple little poke. And Yasuo and Orianna showed up the tower.
You know, but to your point, I think we're not really expecting to see EasyBots do a ton of things early. They're waiting for that level 6. They just need to survive it. They need to make sure they don't get too far behind until that happens.
When Vi and Kha'Zix find each other in the...
They do, but you know...
Forces to flash and Q over that wall.
Kha'Zix has 1 level on him, but he's going to run into the rotation from bottom.
That bot lane right there, which is... Bot lane not going to be much help without an ADC. Having to deal without going straight in.
And they find, and suddenly we play for RP, realizes they have 4 people clustered around Dragon. There is no way that EasyBots can deal with it. Not a very good start for EasyBots with the non-conventional builds. Riven? does trade very well with the Tryndamere. They're giving as good as they're getting up here.
They are not able to take out Oriana. Vi is finding Galio though in that river. Kalista still wreaking havoc at bot lane.
Galio flashes looking for the Vi. Will he be able to land his Q? Not able to, but at least Kha'Zix comes in to clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
The W zoning out Yasuo. I don't think I've seen that from Kalista yet.
The little ghosties.
You know, I will say this though. All things considered, Yasuo's down 10 CS. It could be a lot worse.
That is true.
So, I mean, they're... Oh my god, I like that move. Cancel the auto attack and then come in the spear. Very impressive. So, I mean, they're maintaining. Well, he's got to get a lot of this farm on the tower, though.
Yeah, but they're also going to absorb a ton of damage.
Yeah, so that lead on CS is going to grow for Kalista.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kalista has hit level 6 before, and Janna should be hitting level 6 right after the last CS. There it is. And Oriana and Yasuo definitely far behind. And they'll be able to pick up this tower right here.
That is a pretty fast tower.
Yep, an 8-minute tower.
This is where I'd be afraid if I were Riven. No Ignite against a Tryndamere with his ultimate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you beat this.
I mean, you just gotta aggro him, I guess, but not actually fight him.
I think you have to rely on Tryndamere making a mistake on when he procs his ult. And we've seen Spruce play a lot. He's a very good player. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. See Kha'Zix prodding the mid lane, thinking about a gank on the Ziggs here, or maybe perhaps he'll just settle for counter jungling. There are no camps to get, so he will come up short.
So like I said before, Vi did pick up the... She did pick up the Saber, and Kha'Zix being the Trailblazer. I don't see usually Kha'Zix just picking up the Trailblazer. Most of the time I see them picking up the Stalker Blade, which is the when you snipe them they get slowed.
Oh,
that was a really good engage though to mid lane, but then here comes Vi to clean.
It was a great fight. They did get they just barely got Ziggs in the ultimate. Ziggs with the barrier, able to get away. The burn damage not enough, and then by that point, Galio and Kha'Zix has spent so much that Vi just came in and cleaned up.
Exactly.
See here, Tryndamere with about a 20 CS lead is going to start to get out of control, I think. Like I said, I think Riven has maybe a slight advantage pre-level 6, but once you're level 6 without Ignite, I'm not sure how you deal with this Tryndamere.
Yeah, Kha'Zix needs to look though at this bot lane right now because they are constantly shoving, and they are level 6, so they can, if they can land an Ori ball on that, they probably can engage on that. That's probably their best bet at this point.
Oriana, you know, approaching level 6. She will one more minion wave here, and she should have it. Of course, Vi is also around this bottom side. So they do have to be careful. I think you are right, though. Kha'Zix paying a lot of attention to the Tryndamere. And while that's important, I think your bot lane is hurting even more than your top lane is.
Yeah. And at this point, it seems like the bot lane is this total amount of your team comp did burn Ignite trying to beat that Tryndamere, and Tryndamere didn't even use ult.
He still has his Ghost and Teleport and his ult. Yeah, so again, you've got to burn a lot just to push him out of the lane.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake using that Ignite right there.
Well, the tower does have a lot of damage on it, so perhaps with Kha'Zix here, they will at least get the turret. Oh, but they don't have the minion wave to back it up. And there comes the teleport.
There's the teleport. And bot laner moved up to mid lane. which allows the bot lane to shove up, forcing bot lane back into bot lane.
Bot lane back where they belong in bot lane.
Kha'Zix's smiting that little crabby crab.
Oh, but he is going to run into some pain here. Flashes away, but Vi ults, and then a Ziggs ult comes as well. He is able to get away with the Galio ult to protect him.
And he ignited it, so that was a great ignite on top of that Vi.
Some
Finish off
great
that Here
play
comes Raven as well.
from the Galio.
They're going to try and pick up the Ziggs right here, it looks like. And
they will.
Tryndamere, good decision getting out. Can't really help him.
But that was a very close fight. I mean, that was so close to being an awesome trade for We Play for RP. Instead, EasyBots climbs their way back in the fight again. Or back into the game. Riven gets a kill. Galio gets a kill. Kha'Zix doesn't die. These are good things. This is where you have to be careful if you're Riven. This Tryndamere, he has ult and a ghost. And she is down her ignite. It is halfway off cooldown, but need some time.
She definitely is doing a very great job though of like keeping him off of her. But can't really do much when it comes to the CS point.
No, I think you're exactly right. Let's see.
They're gonna find the pink ward.
And we, you know, we did see this last time that you and I casted. I think it may have been this exact matchup. We play for RP is just so quick and decisive when they want to take an objective. They group around Dragon. That's what they want. They're there. Second stack of Dragon already at the 13-minute mark. And EasyBots, you know, a little bit late on the rotations. They'll at least take the top tower as a constellation. But, you know, We Play for RP might indeed get that 5-stack Dragon in this game. That's what I want to see. Spruce, if you hear me, a 5-stack Dragon! Sorry, I just had to try and speak. I think Spruce might be listening. Again, some interesting things. The goal lead only about 1.5k, which, you know, in all honesty, not too bad, but 2 Dragon stacks.
And two Dragon stacks. They each have a tower, so there's not really a tower advantage right now. Kills are pretty even. Still, game is still up for grabs at this point.
I think you're right, because EasyBots is looking for that one awesome team fight where everything clicks. And if they're close enough, they'll win that fight. They're just looking for that fight now. And Yasuo, I have to give him credit. He's doing yeoman's work. He is only down 14 CS.
Oh, you see that delivering of the Orianna was perfect. And they pick up that kill right there.
Unfortunately, I think the spectator mode had missed it briefly on my end. The spectator mode on my end briefly missed it. But we will take your word for it. The Yasuo and Orianna using that wombo combo effectively now.
Galio does use his ult. Aggroing on top of this Ziggs right here. Gonna have to back out, but is not able to. Going back to this bot lane pushing, as the siege begins, they do have Kha'Zix and everyone on the bot lane, 3 at the bot lane, and then they have 2 just to wait clear.
Now the trade begins in top lane again, and this is a trade that I'm pretty sure Tryndamere will win. Pops the ghost, Riven pops her ult,
but he has the ult popping it just in time.
Oh man, what a hard lane for Riven at this point. This is just pure champion kit versus champion kit, and the Riven champion kit just does not match up well.
Oh, that was a great setting of that ult down for Yasuo. They're going to have to back off a little bit. They're probably going to have to swap Tricky Kalista. He does land that ult on Kalista.
Kha'Zix showing up at the right time. Unfortunately, Janna had to ult just for herself to make sure that she survived. Vi is going to ult the Yasuo, probably gets this kill, but I'm not sure if she wants to stick around. This Janna can't do much
Orianna
for
and
her.
Kha'Zix both don't have any mana right now, so this is not a bad
true.
choice to stay.
Then she has the minions. They're gonna have to, Lord of the Pit is gonna have to tank up those minions.
There's
We have a teleport coming from Tryndamere.
though.
He will pick up this Kha'Zix. He's down his ult, I think.
Galio,
Just used
yes.
it. Oh, no, I mean the
Galio
Tryndamere.
uses ult. Oh yes.
Yes.
And so Galio picks up that Tryndamere. Now they're gonna be chasing down the 6.
Oh,
Galio
Galio.
manages to pop out
Like
of
that.
ult,
Nifty
as
gets
Ziggs.
out of the ult of Ziggs.
And Riven's trying to catch out the Ziggs so that way Galio can come in and ult, because his ult is just about up.
Flashes for the vibe, but she breakers away. Callista comes up to... Oh, and you know, Galio, one person he doesn't match up well against is an ADC.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, especially when he's and...
Especially someone that's like that can just jump all
God.
around.
Oh dear.
Callista just runs through the Yasuo.
Callista manhandled Yasuo right there. You know, this is where we, not having an ADC starts to hurt a little bit. When your
Yeah,
ults are
definitely.
down, when your team's not grouped, when you can't do that wombo combo, what are you able to really do? Look at this Callista, able to do plenty during those times.
Especially even when shoving lanes, because like right now they only have one person who's ranged, which is Orianna. So if they're gonna want, that was a misplay on the Orianna ult.
Tried to use the ball delivery system that was Kha'Zix, but not able to land it.
They are gonna want to get out of here really quick right
And
now.
a Vi coming in from the side, she'll likely ult, and this tower is very low, not providing them any protection. You know, we play for RP, still healthy on mana, relatively. Oh, and the Ziggs ult takes down Kha'Zix's long-range dunk! Well,
Unfortunately, Yasuo was never there that whole time, and he may be shoving bot lane, but shoving bot lane, losing it.
there are bigger
two
fish to
turrets.
fry, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically losing 2 turrets is not worth that free.
They're gonna lose 3 turrets, too, because Riven can't 1v1 the Tryndamere.
That's also true.
Yasuo farm still, pretty good. Gotta give him credit, but he did miss that fight, of course.
Kalista trying to get up and personal with Yasuo. He is caught out. This is completely out of position right now. That is not a good move, buddy. That was the wrong choice.
Wait, did he just hide behind blue and Tryndamere walk past him? Did you?
I believe so.
My God! Is that actually possible, or was Spruce not looking at his map because now he's coming back for the... He's coming back.
Kha'Zix, EasyBox has picked up that dragon, but they at the cost of their lives.
And this Tryndamere is going to go buck wild right now. We have Janna and Callista tailing on the back end as well.
Galio needs to be he should have been using his ult right there to stop even have his team disengage off of that.
Well, luckily, I mean, he probably would have died for it as well, so they only lose the support. Maybe not the worst trade possible. They do get the dragon, so they stave off that 3rd dragon stack.
Yes, that's true. That was a good steal by the Kha'Zix or the pit.
Because we've seen that 3rd. I mean, I think that 4th dragon stack is super powerful too as a game ender. We saw that in our previous match,
Yeah,
or excuse me, 2 games ago. So you really want to prevent that. So while the 3rd movement speed is certainly very powerful as well, but 15% extra damage to towers and buildings, yikes!
Exactly.
You combine that with a Baron buff, and good night.
Yep. Gold still not almost.
Oh, Callista is just gonna run down Galio. Oh dear. Lord of the Pit doing some taunting of Callista. I don't think you want to do that. She can make up ground really fast. And you know what I'm thinking too? Janna, and with that extra movement speed and Callista's mobility, like that is a great matchup.
That's like probably one of the strongest. That's probably the strongest matchup with Callista.
Riven trying to desperately save her middle turret here. I don't think she wants to get in there, though. Oh,
Okay, Lord of the Pit is gonna be.
just gets out of the Ziggs ult. Oh
And-
my god! The
And there's a
Riven
red
dies.
buff coming from the
Riven
Callista.
dies to the burn. Is there anything more humiliating than dying to red buff burn?
Dying to minions in the jungle.
Alright, fair enough. Vi ults onto the Orianna. Ooh, she'll go down pretty quick, as will the middle turret for the inhibitor. Inhibitor will likely to follow.
This should be able to pick up this inhibitor.
I think almost definitely. Oh, the Galio ult only able to pick up the Ziggs. Kha'Zix goes down. Janna will get picked up. Maybe the Callista, but the kiting from Callista. Well,
But still, Galio still gets it somehow.
I think it was his ignite.
Yeah, possibly.
Yes.
Yasuo, what are you doing? Kid, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you try and go grab something in the jungle? Just run.
I think the easy bots. I actually liked what they were doing with their team comp. I got to be honest.
Yeah, they had a good team comp. It's just they couldn't execute.
That, and I think, yeah, exactly. I think if you're going to go with this kind of non-conventional, somewhat cheesy team comp with like idea behind it, you need to be able to follow your game plan through. You need to be able to make sure you're ready for that wombo combo every time you do a team fight. You can't be going in two at a time. I don't think. I think that.
Well, more than that, you have to be able to like you have to group way earlier than they did. Like they didn't group it super early. They weren't able to. Every time that they were trying to group, Yasuo was off split pushing. Not super helpful in the long run, as we saw. Great pickup by Galio on top of that.
They're definitely reliant on their 5v5 or were.
Yeah, they have to fight these 5v5s. And like I said before, in the jungle would be a great spot to do it.
I feel like this is setting up for Callista to be really impressive. Yasuo able to take down the Viva Callista. Can she kite 3? Trinamir drops. I think she can. Ziggs up here for backup on the backside. There's no way Riven can make it back in. And Yasuo will drop too, so... interesting fights. I think Callista is proving her power, especially when she's ahead.
Yes, definitely. Because the last time I looked at just Callista, she was actually had 7 kills, and well, now she has 14.
Exactly.
She did just pick up 2. Yeah, 2 in that last fight right there. So,
Oh man, I'm impressed. Like I've seen some of the high-level LCS players trying to play Callista, and they're trying to, figure out her inner workings. And I think she has some. She's a very high skill ceiling. Like I could see her doing a lot of things.
yeah, she's definitely has a very high skill cap.
Janna having some serious issues with the Scuttle Crab. The Scuttle Crab is pretty tanky unless you can slow it. There she gets it. Good for you, Janna. Good on you.
Yay.
Easy bots. Well, they do have the Janna and Callista by themselves if they decided to fight right now.
Yeah, this would be their best spot right now, but Yasuo is a bot lane, their main source of that whole team comp they have.
Oh, the Orianna is able to get, able to get Callista in her ult, but
Yeah, but the great John healing them back up, and then the bot coming up to pick up couple to help. Are they really gonna be able to stop this? Can they stop the buy? No, but
oh well, the ult
now
will
they're
probably
just
pick up both
the buy
Janna.
and the
Yeah,
Janna.
he will indeed, and
then
Callista will die.
Callista.
All right. Well,
Gallagher.
I don't think that's how they drew it up, but kills are kills.
And this will be the third.
Third stack of dragons. They have the movement speed buff coming out for We Play for RP. I mean, the game isn't so far gone that one awesome team fight, one awesome team fight won't turn it around, potentially. Oh,
Yeah,
Oriana
they
able to
both-
steal the
they both
red
are
buff.
definitely both great teams, so that's a mistake though. You get caught out by that Ziggs and the Trinity.
And this is
The
Trinity
Trinity comes
carrying
back
his
over
ult.
and-
Oh, he's not able to ult in time, though!
Yeah.
Kha'Zix jumps in and cues him, and that extra damage, I don't think Spruce was expecting it. Not able to ult in
Does
time.
pick up the Ziggs with that last Q by Galio.
From downtown.
ult on
The
top of
Oriana
Bayern.
ult into the Yasuo. Hold on a second, we might be seeing some inroads right now.
Mm-hmm.
Pings out for Baron, but Baron isn't exactly the same buff it used to be.
That was those are some great picks by the Easy Boss, which is what they needed to do, and now they're gonna have to try and pick up the tower and then hopefully engage possibly. But now Kalista, massive kite and gap closing with that passive right there.
And this is ballsy. We have Janna and Kalista chasing down 4. And at what point, when you're Easy Boss, do you decide to turn? I think you've got to make that decision soon. Because it is just the Kalista dealing damage, so if you focused your efforts, Tryndamere coming from the backside now.
And finds
He will indeed. Janna zoning out the Riven. Janna says, hey, supports deserve kills too.
Tryndamere definitely did ghost and as well
Oh dear.
Yomo's as well.
Spruce won't make that same mistake twice. He'll ult in time.
But he still gets pucked up by that Galio.
Yes, indeed.
Kalista finds the Kha'Zix, who did burst down Jaina.
This Kalista's just too much to deal with at this point, unless they get perfect ults on her.
Yeah, they have.
She's critting for 1,000.
Oh, that was a mistake.
I don't think you want to ult just the Vi.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
I think that's a desperation play, but yeah, I could understand if you're ulting into just a Kalista, but the Kalista, you just got closer to her, and that's what she wants right now.
But they're gonna need to do some sort of wombo combo with Galio, Kalista, like ulting that Kalista in the ult.
Kalista overstaying your welcome. The kiting is pretty impressive, but you can only do so much. That was a bit of a mistake on Kalista's part. Because we play for
I don't
our
know how
people.
good of the choice that was to do that Baron either, because
No, they're backing off. They realized that it was a mistake.
it's a good backup. And there's the teleport in from Tryndamere.
That's
And Miss Oriana.
Oh,
Shock
that was-
shockwave delivered to anyone.
No,
And Oriana's
Tryndamere.
going to be dropped by the Tryndamere. Oh, or Ziggs. Whoever wants it.
Damn mid laners. Now they'll be able to. It looks like, well, the Vi is really low here, but it looks like we play for RP.
And it has been picked
Oh,
up.
Jeff killed. That kind of makes this scary. Makes this scary.
Ziggs is
This
so
makes this
low.
scary. Can Riven clean this up? She probably could if she did it perfectly.
Where's the random Karthus ult? Come on, just Karthus ult.
I would even take an Ezreal ult at this point.
Yeah, that worked too.
Oh, Riven, you may have waited a little bit too long, and now Kalista will find you, and they're... Oh, dear! Oh, the humanity!
Dropped in 3 shots with the Ren.
Oh, do not abuse the Riven! Wow.
Good win wall. Oh, here comes Kaz doing some sneaky. Can he get up too close? Can he get
I
up
want
close enough? That's the real
Kalista,
question.
make me a believer. How much can you kite? That was actually pretty good, considering there were 3 people. 4 people, even.
4 people chasing down 1 person. That's good.
I mean, she does have to be careful, though. If they're gonna throw the game, it's gonna be on things like that right there.
Yes, definitely.
We Play for RP does have the Baron buff, though, so their minions are pretty strong. Pushing up mid.
Oh, the Baron buff only helps one that are nearby.
Right, yes, correct. Right, so bottom buff, bottom lane does not have the buff at the moment. Oh, really?
Dominated by that Tryndamere.
That's tough. And now Tryndamere is going to come around the backside of the rest of the team here, and he'll probably... Oh, Vi picks up Kha'Zix in the jungle. Tryndamere ults.
Tryndamere ults.
We'll not
I
go
think
any
he's trying to
further,
find this
though.
Orianna right here. What the hell?
Orianna's got fancy feet! Jenna, you don't have that much damage, girl. Tryndamere, meanwhile,
defending this, so
they're having some fun right now, too. I think they're smelling themselves a little bit. They realize they've got a huge lead.
okay, here we go. What? This is gonna be the Orianna. Gotta ult. Gotta get tons of people into this ult, and there isn't much they can do though at this point. There's only last Nexus tower dropped, and now they're banging straight on the Nexus, and that looks like that'll be the game. And
it will be the game. Well, interesting. We saw things that we don't always see in competitive 5v5s, and that's non-conventional picks. Lack of ADC. I don't think it was hurting them as much as I thought it was going to early, but toward the end, as you can see, as Kalista started to snowball, it became way too much. They needed to land that wombo combo, like, consistently to be in that game. And I liked it. We saw it, though. The few times that it all worked, they won the team fights.
Exactly.
So
they just needed to do that more. That's all.
It was a high-risk team comp. Didn't pay off, but thank you guys for playing. It was extremely entertaining on both ends. We always love to see we play for RP. They're very good at what they do, winning RP. And EasyBots always shows up, and they really put on a show. It was a lot of fun to watch. All right, so that is our final game. We play for RP. Printing that RP. Printing it. Good for them. We need to find competition. Where are the challenger people? I need to get a hold of, like, Cutie Pie. He'll put a team together, maybe. We'll see.
That'd be great.
It would be. We need to find out. Wouldn't that be something? Anyway, yeah, so that's it for today. So I'm Sean Valkyr Dwyer. With me today is Zach Fallout. Appreciate you joining us today, Zach. Always fun to have you. Like I said, you're a student of the game. Always bring some good knowledge. Appreciate that.
I enjoy being a shoutcaster probably more than playing, honestly, because I can analyze more.
There you go.
I like analyzing.
Perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I'm kind of along the same lines. Although I love playing. I can't stop playing.
Of course. You can never stop playing in a league. Exactly
right. All right, fellas. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back noon Central next Saturday. So if you enjoyed what you saw today, please follow us, and hopefully it'll be somebody, not me, next Saturday. I'm calling out the casters and the volunteers. So we'll see you next Saturday. Thanks for watching, guys.